what just happened in the last few days is we got Lucas to start playing video games.
Oh, great.
Which is like magical.
Mm-hmm.
Before, like, we had been trying to get him to play like Super Mario Brothers here and there, but he couldn't really understand it, and he would get frustrated really quickly and then give up.
Well, what PS4 game did you get him to understand?
Need for Speed Rivals.
Oh yeah, of course.
Like,
Just call them car-shaped trains, and you're in.
Yeah, he seriously does it. Like, he'll be playing it, and I'll come over and be like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "I'm playing the trains." I was like, "Those are cars, actually." And he's like, "Yeah, but there's trains. You're driving a car right now." He's like, "Yeah, but I gotta find the train." Even in
for real?
Yeah.
This is for real right now? What you're doing?
It's the cruelest joke in the world because in the game somewhere there are like railroad crossing lights, that flash, and they have like the little bar that goes up and down. Like
yeah. But there's no actual trains.
There's no even train tracks.
Just set him up on.
Yes, trains have wheels that go on tracks and they go clickety clack. That's exactly right.
I'm just trying to remember.
I think his number one was BioShock Infinite.
Okay. That's a number on mine.
Yeah.
Especially because I finished it.
Really?
Yeah, I did.
You want to talk about that ending real quick?
Right, yeah. What are you guys talking about? It was totally coherent. I understood everything that was going on. It made perfect sense.
Really?
Yeah. And I ended
Well, that's the thing. Maybe
you
you got audio logs that explained it more adequately.
So I had about 3/4 of the audio logs. I was still missing like 20 or 25 voxophones.
So here's the thing. The part that I didn't understand about the ending, and if this gets used and people are listening to this is complete spoilers for the ending of BioShock Infinite.
Total spoilers. We're going to talk about the ending of BioShock Infinite.
The entire premise of the idea of going back in time and killing Booker to somehow prevent like Columbia and Comstock from happening in all timelines completely eluded my understanding.
Okay, so
no, I get it now.
You saw all the worlds, right? You remember all those towers?
Yeah.
And Elizabeth talking to Booker?
Yeah.
And taking it? That's all the timelines. So it wasn't just that timeline. It was all the timelines where they reached that point. She was going, leading him through these real memories, and then killing him right before his decision to become Comstock.
No, I understand. What I'm saying is, in a multiverse where there were infinite numbers of Bookers, I didn't understand why killing a single Booker prevented any infinite number of Comstocks and Columbias from occurring.
Okay. Do you remember where they're like leaving the tower and the bridge is building in front of you and you see all the different bridges with all the different Elizabeths and Bookers?
Uh-huh.
So they're not just killing your Booker, she's killing all Bookers.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No. Let me explain.
That she's leading you and explaining to you what the fuck is happening.
No, I'll explain it to you. She's not killing all Bookers. She's killing one Booker. This is why it doesn't make any fucking sense at first, unless someone explains it to you. The idea.
Okay, then what's the real thing?
The idea is that, let's say, like the entire universe starts at a single timeline, and then there are certain things in reality that are constants and things that are variables. So things that are constants will always happen no matter what. And things that are variables,
sometimes he chooses Comstock and sometimes he chooses Booker.
Things that are variables represent branches in timelines where one thing happens and a timeline forms for that thing. and the other thing happens, and a timeline forms for that. So, like, if you flip a coin, if that coin flip is a constant, it'll always be heads. Like at the beginning, when
Right. No, I mean I understand what a constant and what a variable is.
well, I'm just fully explaining. Like at the beginning, when the Latrousse,
yeah.
when the Latrousse twins flip the coin and they mark it off, I think, as heads, and then they turn around and you see that, like, from like 53 coin flips, it's always been heads. Like that coin flip is a constant, whereas one coin flip might branch one timeline for heads and one timeline for tails if it's a variable.
Right.
And so the idea is that like his choice to become Comstock or to stay as Booker when he gets baptized is a variable that branches off. So there's like one stem where he chooses to become Comstock, where infinite numbers of Comstock and Columbia timelines all branch from that one thing. So if you stop that one thing from happening, it doesn't happen in like an infinite number of timelines.
Okay. I feel like that makes perfect sense.
It makes perfect sense once I had someone on the internet explain it to me with a YouTube video. It didn't make perfect sense in the moment.
I don't feel like what I thought it was super different. Because
it's less, it's not that, like, because you're saying she's, like, you were kind of saying she's bundling all the Bookers together and then killing all of the Bookers. But it's really just there's one single Booker that would later branch into, like, infinite numbers of Comstocks, and she's killing that one so that no Comstocks happen.
Way of killing all Bookers.
So that's the thing.
Yeah, I think that makes perfect sense, and I don't see how not understanding that would ruin the game.
It doesn't ruin the game. It's just, it's something that could have been better.
Yeah,
because I found myself like seeing the very end.
If you didn't know what was going on, and then you already kind of you weren't totally on board with the game, then an ending that it doesn't make sense is probably.
It was kind of like there was that ending where they're like, he's Booker DeWitt, he's what's-his-face Comstock, and oh no, and he's like, I'm both, and then they drown him. I'm like, this is amazing and incredible, and I don't understand it at all.
Yeah. Well, even without the audio logs, or the voxophones, they, like, still explained it to you, right? They're still, like...
I guess a little bit.
Variables and constants, and this is the point, like, if in a different timeline, you choose Comstock. I mean, she said that. So, I'm Comstock. So I'm being drowned.
Sorry about that, I'm back. And I would just like to say for the record, I just remembered, it's not the Latrousse twins, it's the Lutece twins.
Lutece, right.
Or the Lutece, one person who is actually two copies of the same person.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, the Lutece twins, they're not twins, they're the same person from two different timelines, and in one timeline, it's a woman, and in one timeline, it's a man.
Okay, I missed that.
Yeah, that's a voxophone that you missed.
Okay.
See?
I mean, yeah, I missed a bunch, but that's not really relevant information. That's just cool flavor.
Yeah, it seems like a big thing. I don't know.
Well, this is something that I really am bummed out that I didn't say when we were talking about BioShock last week.
Please.
So one of the complaints that I hear all the time about BioShock Infinite is that it's so much more linear than the other BioShocks.
Yeah.
Or I guess then BioShock 1. But then
or 2. They're both 1 and 2.
And then I also hear the same complaint that it's really hard to find all the voxophones and they hide them around in like rooms that you never go into. And I'm like, well, but so then the exploration doesn't seem like the exploration is there. You're just not doing any of it.
Just got a text from Andy. Says, shit, I brought the wrong SD card and can't record myself. Can you get me off the Skype call? Yes.
Ugh, God, I can't believe you were right. Of
course I can't trust Andy to record himself. God. Be serious.
Andy, shithead. I tried adding Andy right after he said, like, you guys gonna call me? And I called him and it said, call failed. Like, right away.
Maybe the lines are backed up because he's trying to call us at the same time. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt.
That's not how it works. It doesn't do that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Are you adding him right now?
He's not online. I can see him right now. He's not on.
Well, then why did he text saying, "You guys gonna Skype call when you're ready"? Sorry, use guys.
Let me actually call him like with a telephone.
All right, if you think that'll help.
I can hear you.
Hey. So we're all together now.
Wait, you've been ready to go since 2?
Yes, we've both been ready to go. Well, Kyle's ready to go since 2:15.
Andy.
Why didn't you call me earlier?
Andy.
Because you should have just been on Skype, bro.
Andy.
Bro, I don't know how the fuck Skype works.
In fairness, I've been ready to go since like 2:30. So it's not even that long. What? Andy, are you wearing headphones?
No. Should I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can hear Keith.
I know, I hate wait, you what? Okay, hang on. But then if I'm wearing headphones and I have those microphone headphones, so it'll put the microphone through there.
I don't think so.
It will.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
If it will, you can change it in
Those microphones
Skype.
do not work. The audio input and audio output are two totally separate jacks.
No, not anymore.
No, nope, not anymore.
If I plug my iPhone headphones into my laptop, totally works as a microphone.
That's fucked up because it totally doesn't work with mine.
Well,
And it says specifically like, yeah, this shit doesn't work with this shit.
yours is janky.
But you
Hang
can just
on. Let's
change
try the
that shit.
headphones.
Change that shit in Skype settings.
Let me see about this situation here. Hang on.
Are you in the wind? It sounds like you're at the beach with the amount of wind that's going on.
Hello?
Hey.
Hey.
How's that?
It sounds a billion times better. So if it's coming from your headphone mic, then it's fine.
Okay, yeah, that is what's happening. But it seems if it's better, then we'll
No,
do this.
it's not actually better. Don't listen to Keith. He's just
Okay,
aggro.
it sounded better for a second, but then it started winding or rolling or cars again or something.
Open up tools in Skype. Go to options and then audio settings.
I'm on my phone. How do I do that on my phone?
You're on your phone.
Yeah, I don't know if I can do that
Wait.
Why are you on your phone?
because I'm mobile, guys.
We're not impressed by that. We're just mad at you.
But guys, this is it's 2014. I'm mobile. I'm
Yeah,
on the
and
go.
you sound like ass. You sound like an ass.
We're not impressed by that. All right.
I'm not
Okay.
trying to impress you.
Okay. Hold on. So correct me if I'm wrong. The two options we have here for Andy's audio recording is iPhone speakerphone or iPhone headphones.
Well, it wasn't the speakerphone before. It was just the regular holding up to my face situation.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Okay,
so it was
Andy,
just the regular kind.
Let's deal with one thing at a time. First of all, what is that noise? Are you outside?
No, I'm inside a car, guys.
Oh, then it's the car. Why are you in a car?
Forget it. I love it.
I hate it.
Let's start. Welcome
Let's just do
everybody to the second half of the Run Button 2013 Game of the Year podcast. It's practically 2015 at this point, but we're finally gonna wrap this up.
You know what happened was we really wanted to nail our lists.
I wish Keith's mom wrapped it up.
Jesus Christ. Well, while I'm talking a little bit, Keith, if you could raise your volume in Skype a tad or whatever, do something to make your voice a little bit louder.
All right, how's that?
That's probably good.
Or that.
So horrible scheduling and technical issues caused us to have to stop midway through the podcast last time. So
and only both of those are Andy's fault.
we're gonna read my Game of the Year list and then Keith's Game of the Year list. Then we're gonna make an overall top 10 Game of the Year list with our three lists. Unfortunately, Miguel could not be here.
He's dead.
He is dead. He didn't make it, unfortunately.
Poor guy.
Well, it's just anybody that can't make it back to the second half of the Game of the Year podcast is dead to me.
And dead because he got trampled leaving the Super Bowl.
I think
Kyle, how many times have I been dead to you? Because I feel like that's I have at least 5 tallies on that.
you've got a whole graveyard worth of tombstones,
Oh my god,
friend.
it is so generous to think just 5.
And yet here we go. I had a choice to either schedule a time when me, Keith and Miguel could do a podcast, or me, Keith, and Andy, and I chose Andy. And what does he do to repay me for that favor?
He's on a car on his phone.
He Skypes me from an iPhone.
He's literally phoning it in already.
Listen, guys, I had a more ideal recording scenario in my mind. It just didn't come to fruition.
Okay.
How is that possible? You have a place where you live.
I know but I had to meet with a professor, and then I went long, and then so I wasn't in the place that I wanted to be, and then the SD card that I brought to do the backup recording wasn't working with my player. And
the real thing is that Andy just can't be bothered to actually schedule things or make time for things. Like he'll always frame his schedule in terms of like, I can start at 2, but I have to be done by 5. Because he'll have like a thing he has to do at 5, but he never cops to the fact that the thing at 5 ends eventually, and then there's got to be nothing else on the schedule until he has to get up in the next morning. So he has free time. He just chooses to reserve it wholly for sleep or whatever.
Yeah. Okay. So what are you doing at 5? What is that?
Well, I have my therapist, and then after my therapist,
so first of all, that's 50 minutes.
Yeah.
That's 35 minutes.
So if I don't leave early,
okay. Speaking of amounts of time, we only have a small one. So how about we just stop berating Andy, funny as it is, and just talk about video games?
I love that idea. That's what I've always wanted to do.
Okay. So we started my top 10 list in the previous podcast, but honestly, so much of that got garbled by like my angry computer being a dickhead that we're just gonna have to start all over again.
Super.
Yeah.
Rewind it back.
This is the 2013 rewind.
2013 rewind. I love it. My number 10.
Sound.
My number 10 was the console version of Diablo 3. My number 10 in 2012 was the PC version. Number 10 this year. We mentioned before. It might have gotten lost that next year Diablo 3 expansion is coming to PS4. Hopefully that can be my number 10 next year, so Diablo 3 can have been my number 10 game 3 years in a row. Dynasty of number 10s.
Kyle, should I get Diablo 3?
I think you would enjoy Diablo 3 quite a bit.
Is it an RPG?
It is an RPG.
Know.
It is
It is an action RPG.
It is an action RPG. There's a lot of there's especially early on before you unlock a lot of your abilities, there's a lot of pushing the A button.
Mm-hmm.
You run up to things, you push the A button, and they drop loot. It's pretty much.
If you're a ranged character, Kyle, does it become a lot like Geometry Wars?
No.
Do you use the right stick to swirl around your gun?
No.
Okay.
Talk to me about combat.
It's you push the A button a lot. I just did.
Okay. I mean, does it get any more complex than that?
Yeah.
Is there a block? Can I block?
Yeah. There's like a dynamic upgrades system.
Mm-hmm.
And sweet weapons, and it looks really cool. I was way into that game for several weeks.
The leveling and ability system in Diablo 3 is so deep, it's too deep for this podcast.
Wow. Okay, so here's my one question.
It's too deep for us.
Yeah.
Everyone wants Diablo 3 for like 20 years. They're screaming about Diablo 3. They get Diablo 3 now. I don't hear anything about Diablo 3 anymore.
Yeah,
that's
you're right.
because the people that really like Diablo 2 still like Diablo 2.
Yeah.
Oh,
everyone really liked Diablo 2, and then Diablo 3 came out, and they realized that maybe they just like Diablo 2 a lot.
Yeah. They said that they wanted a sequel, but they really wanted was permission to keep playing that old-ass game.
So you're saying they were biding their time. They were kind of doing a psychological trick, if you will.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But just real quickly, what I liked about the console version is I find playing games with keyboard and mouse sitting up at a computer desk or something to be really a hassle. So I really, really liked the controller support for the console version. Thought it made the game a lot more enjoyable. And also, some of the legitimate complaints that people had for Diablo 3 was that I guess like they didn't like the fact that loot drops kind of dried up later on in the game and it became a hassle. It was like an easier alternative to go to the auction house and buy an item from someone else than get one yourself. But the console version has what they call their Loot 2.0 system, and it's way better and it works a lot better. And there's no auction house anyways, so
awesome. Why no auction house? That's just not allowed.
People were abusing it.
They just felt that they felt it broke the game. They felt like the fun of Diablo was going and finding loot, and having the auction house just made it too easy to go and buy loot.
So because everything was undervalued.
Did they get rid of the auction house on the PC version as well?
Yeah.
They're going to when the expansion comes out in about a month.
They already got rid of the real money auction house.
No, I think both of them are going away in a month.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I did not realize.
I think you might be right. Not really sure. But
I'm sure that's going to make 3 loud people on the internet very sad.
Yeah, probably.
Yep.
Number 9 was Papers, Please, which was
yes.
Andy's
Why
number
is that
1.
not your number 1?
I just think it gets a little repetitive after a while.
That's the point.
I know it's the point, but still, it was a good enough point for it to be on my number 9 slot. Papers, Please is a great game. It's really fun. It's incredible how they've taken such strange menial tasks and figured out how to make them fun. And it's just there's kind of like a powerful setting, some kind of aura around that game that feels really different from other games.
I'm really bummed out that that's a game that I haven't been able to get to this year.
Damn.
Hopefully it is one of the things that I'm able to get to soon.
Well, don't worry about it, Keith. It'll be the number 1 for our podcast, so you'll get to it.
Great.
How is that going to happen? Because I haven't played it. Kyle put it number 9.
Well, Kyle's
but it's
9, I think, is an under-evaluation of that game.
Well, you've got to
Mighty
remember that
number
Kyle's
9,
played
some might
way
say.
more games than you this year. So where you played about 6 games that you actually wanted to put on the list, Kyle's played probably double that.
Glory to Arstotzka, everybody.
That's all I say.
My number 8 is Hearthstone: Heroes of Warcraft.
That's a good number 8.
Very good things. Talk to me about the combat.
It's a card
A lot of
game.
A button.
Yeah?
Yeah.
When I heard that they were making a digital World of Warcraft themed card game, I fell asleep immediately, spontaneously upon hearing that news. But then I actually saw...
Were you driving? That sounds incredibly dangerous.
Yep, I was driving in my car. I heard it in a podcast I was listening to. I immediately fell asleep, hit the wheel, ran off the road, and killed 6 children.
I did the same thing, but on a Razor scooter and 3 children.
But then I saw a video of Hearthstone, and I realized that I had to play it immediately. And I was lucky enough to actually... I don't even think it's in full release yet, but I was lucky enough to get into the beta.
It is in open beta.
Okay, I got into the closed beta.
It recently went into open beta.
Gotcha. And there's not a lot to say about it. It's very much like it's Magic the Gathering, but kind of simplified down. And it just has a really great interface, and all the effects are really interesting and smooth. It's the best presentation that I've ever seen for a digital card game.
Kyle, a lot of people say that it's dumbed down. Would you argue that it's actually funned down?
Ooh.
Whoa.
That was... Wow. Where'd you
Shots
get that
fired,
from?
Magic the Gathering.
Keith.
It's all right. Calm down.
Tell me that you made that term up yourself, and
I did, yeah.
Oh my God. I'm speechless.
Thank
We
you.
need to take this...
To the streets?
We got to take this viral. Yeah, I would say it's funned down.
I think right now we're about as viral as it's going to get.
Yeah. Spreading like wildfire to the, YouTube players of about 100 people a day.
I think.
Wait,
I think
Keith,
Hearthstone
are you saying it's more fun or less fun than
more? Definitely more fun. I think that it definitely has been simplified, but I feel like a lot of people use the word simplified to mean worse when really they just made it less obtuse and I would say no less deep. I feel like there's a way to simplify something as complicated and obtuse as Magic and have something that's equally as fun, equally as deep, but not as weird and obtuse.
Here. And I really like the arena mode. Like it's a free to play game, by the way. And then they sell packs of cards, so it's like $3 for 2 packs, and then of course
I'm not fucking paying for that. I'm not paying for that shit.
Well, you don't have to because you'll also unlock cards just by playing the game.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, at a pretty decent pace for the first while of playing.
For a first little while. There was a point at which it was almost like a daily ritual. I was paying like about $3 a day to Hearthstone for like 2 weeks.
Oh, dude,
So
really?
I had a ton of fun. Don't regret it.
Okay, so Andy, here's the real deal of Hearthstone is that you unlock cards through the game. You also unlock cards through real money, or each pack costs 100 gold.
Okay.
And you can earn gold by, leveling up and doing daily missions and stuff. And that'll get you, each one of those will get you 40 things a pop, plus 10 for winning a game, I think. Or you can play the arena mode for $1.50 or 150 gold.
Arena
and then
mode
that
is
gives you a
super
chance
cool.
to get like several packs of cards and a ton of that gold back if
But
you
is
win
that
enough.
is that more of a gamble?
It is not a gamble. It's basically you end up getting more almost no matter what.
It's a little bit of a gamble. The arena mode is really cool. What it is that you make instead of taking your own deck in, what it'll start doing is it will present you with 3 cards at once, and you pick one of the 3, and then it presents you with another 3, and you pick one, and another 3, and you pick one, and you keep going until you have like a full deck, and then you bring that in to fight against other people that have constructed a deck doing the same thing. And I think you can lose twice, or it's
3 times, 3 losses.
Yeah, it's every time you win a match, you get access to better and better rewards until you lose 3 matches, and then you like cash out and get your stuff. And yeah, it's almost always a better deal, I think.
Yeah,
So guys-
I don't play arena mode that often, but I think I saw Phil Kohler playing in arena mode on Twitch, and he won 6 games and then lost his 3rd, and then ended up getting like 2 packs
Yeah.
and like 80 gold back for 6 wins, and that's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
So
Yeah.
let's be honest, guys. The only way I'm going to ever play this game is if it's on iOS. Is it?
Yes,
It's gonna be.
What?
Yeah.
it is on PC, iOS, and Android.
Is it already on iOS?
It is not yet on iOS.
Okay.
It will be soon.
Yeah. Right now for the beta, it's just PC, I think.
Yeah.
But anyways, my number 7 is Pikmin 3.
Whoa, curveball.
Can I play that at your house?
Sure.
Yeah,
I think
Pikmin 3
we've
at your house.
probably. I think we talked enough about this when Miguel brought it up, I believe. But yeah, it was just. It's another Pikmin game, and it was better enough that it totally held my interest all the way through. I had a lot of fun playing it. They improved the controls of Pikmin in some smart ways that made it a lot less of a hassle to play, and that was cool. Not a lot to say. It was a Pikmin game. It was really fun. Good enough.
Yeah. You get to toss dudes,
Number
toss little
7.
Pikmin at little bugs.
Yeah. In fact, in this one, you have 3 characters, 3 not humans that you control that all have their own Pikmin, and you can throw them.
Oh, seriously? That's pretty rad.
You can throw them up to like a ledge, and then throw Pikmin up to that person, and then that's how you like get to access different areas.
I think Andy dropped.
Let's just keep going.
Okay.
No, let's call him back.
Yeah. I feel like Pikmin is the most cutified brutality that a video game has ever seen.
That and Pokemon, maybe.
Pokemon too, but way well.
You're right. You're right.
In Pokemon, the worst that can happen is they faint.
Mm-hmm.
Like in Pikmin, just hundreds of Pikmin are dying day in and day out.
Well, not that many if you're good.
I guess you're not, but you're always sacrificing some.
How do I call him back?
You pressed a plus button. I'll do it. Add people to this call. Click on Andrew. Add to call.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. My number 6. Well, it's.
I don't know what happened.
Hey.
You dropped from the call because you're on a mobile phone.
You're on an iPhone, sir.
No, I didn't go in my head service.
Okay.
Do you have your bumper on? Are you holding it the wrong way?
No, I'm sorry, guys.
My number 6 is Fire Emblem Awakening for the 3DS.
Fire Emblem or Emblem?
Fire Emblem
Should I drop him again?
Awakening. It's a turn-based strategy RPG game in the, a lot of people know Fire Emblem. It's in the vein of, Final Fantasy Tactics and Shining Force and all that stuff, even though I believe Fire Emblem was first before all those things.
Part strategy game, part dating sim.
There's a little bit of a dating sim, I guess you could call it, but there's Yeah, what's interesting is that there's a relationship system for all the characters, so that when they perform like attacks or abilities on the game board when they're standing next to each other, their relationship will go up, and then once they get enough points, it builds up enough, their relationship will level up, and that will mean that anytime they're standing next to each other on the board, they'll gain like bonuses, like a bonus to defense and a bonus to accuracy and that kind of thing. And you'll get
+5 to kisses.
and you will get a little cutscene where they have a dialogue between the two characters, and it's cool because there's like 30 plus characters in the game. And then for certain characters of opposite genders, I guess as long as the characters are opposite genders, if they get their relationship level up to max level, they will get married, which is silly.
Ooh.
It's
But doesn't
silly
it
and
make
it's
them
cute.
strong?
It makes them very strong.
Wow. That marriage, I think that's a good message for our kids.
Except for the fact that Kyle said specifically opposite sex couples.
Yeah, it's not a very progressive game.
I will repeat, I think that's a good message for our kids.
Just marriage.
Get married. Your sword attacks will be stronger.
Get married. If you love the opposite sex,
Hey.
then you're allowed to get married and you'll be strong in
Hey.
life.
Marriage for the married, am I right?
Amen.
Wait, hold on. Is that anti-marriage to anyone not already
I
married?
don't know. Yeah, pretty much. Like, anybody who's not married, don't get married. Like, stop it. Keep it. You're ruining marriage for the people that got married and then didn't get divorced. So I never played a Fire Emblem game before, but it came out and it was getting good buzz. People were saying that it was a good jumping in point for people that hadn't played Fire Emblem before, so I went for it and I had a ton of fun with it. I didn't play it for very long, but for the time when I was playing it, it was one of those things where like I would play it for like 6 hours straight or something, because I played it while I was on shift at work.
Wow.
So I played a lot of Fire Emblem in a short amount of time.
How long would you say?
I have no idea.
2 weeks?
It was like 10 months ago.
You're not keeping a record?
Perhaps my save file did.
I have
can we go to the
most
record?
intricate spreadsheet of when I started and stopped every game playing set so that this goddamn program would have some integrity.
Keith, that was a fine heading off of the inevitable insult that Kyle was about
Here,
to sling
here.
at you.
What was it?
It was a good. You beat him to the punch before.
No, what
he
was
could-
the insult?
I wasn't gonna send an insult, so I don't know.
I assumed you were gonna make fun of him for like, oh, you record all your gaming. It happened all in my head. Let's continue.
Andy, I think the problem is you just haven't been on enough recordings with us in the past 2 years. You've just lost your edge. You don't even know
Yeah.
anymore.
You're
Guys,
desynced.
I think the Skype thing is really going to be the answer for us.
You're desynced, buddy. You got to open up your battery compartment, hold down the red button, and then push the red button on the front of the Wii again.
Can you feel me doing it right now? I'm
Andy-
pressing the button in my Wii.
And you said Skype was going to be the answer for us. I would like to remind you that we record maybe a podcast a month or less,
Less.
but we do on-site video game playing every week.
Every week, Andy.
Yeah, that's so in person.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
It's already a long drive for me. I can't imagine that you would drive even half that amount.
Well,
Guys,
Andy,
I
just
feel like you're
I'll put this
painting
out there,
me as
Keith.
this fickle villain.
I'll put
You're
this,
kind
Andy.
of the fickle villain.
Andy, I'll put this out there though. Keith chooses not to take advantage of this for various reasons, but you are always welcome to come over and then stay the night and then leave the next day. Very early the next day, like almost
My reasons are
immediately.
having to go to work and not wanting to drive 2.5 hours to it.
But Kyle, whenever I sleep over somewhere, I expect pancakes and a warm cup of milk in the morning.
We could probably accommodate that as much as it would pain me.
You
Do you have a
had
waffle
me.
iron?
You had me at probably.
We do have a waffle
Because
iron.
Andy, I would get this shit in writing with waffles in there instead of pancakes.
Also, Andy, what we have over here, the board game Risk Legacy.
That's a really good game.
Which is fucking amazing.
Did you guys actually get to play it?
We've been playing
it was
some.
Fucking amazing. Tell him how much I won by.
Keith won by a lot. I don't really remember, but so this is a board game. I don't want to get into it real quick because I've explained it to both of you and we're running out of time. But it's a board game where things permanently change every time you play it, and so things sort of carry on. And there are sealed compartments in the box that tell you that you can only open it when certain things happen in a game, and then those things are typically surprising. So it's like a board game with spoilers. And since Keith is gonna play with us at some point again, and I hope Andy will, I'm just gonna go ahead and spoil this, but I'll like bleep it out in the podcast.
Yeah.
There was a compartment that said on it, "Open when one player is about to put down 30 plus troops on the board at once." Like he had like a,
Oh, I did that.
No, you didn't.
I didn't know. I totally had 30. Oh, at once?
Oh, it had to be 30 at once. It had to be 30 all at once, and you had to have a missile, which means that you had won a previous game.
Okay.
And so we opened up this compartment, and on top was a new race card for like a 6th playable race in the game, and it just said...
What?
That's awesome.
It's amazing.
That's really cool.
That's a good choice.
Tell him about what I did to China.
Oh, when Keith won a game, he founded a major city in China called Chinatown City.
Well done.
Which I was very pleased with.
Well done.
Anyways,
Okay.
Risk Legacy is a fantastic board game. Let's move on.
Play.
It's really good.
My number 5 is DMC Devil May Cry, the remake of Devil May Cry. Yeah, I liked it a lot.
What? Why is it that? Is it that good? Really?
I liked it a lot. I thought it was very fun.
Did you play Tomb Raider?
Did I play Tomb Raider? Yes, I did.
Yeah. Do they compete for the same spot in your heart?
Not really. I didn't. Tomb Raider is a game that I wanted to like so badly, but I just didn't. Like, I really like games that are about survival and stuff, perhaps that involve crafting necessary materials to survive. And I really wanted to like Tomb Raider because it had like a trimming of survival where you could hunt things and craft things and stuff, but like none of it was necessary at all. It felt like at some point they really wanted to make it this hardcore game about like surviving on an island, but they just decided to not do it because it wouldn't be mainstream or something. And so and ultimately it just kind of feels like a slightly less linear Uncharted, and I don't like Uncharted. So
okay, so you have specific preferences in a different direction from Tomb Raider, you would say. Okay.
It's just too bad because I've liked previous Tomb Raider games. It's a fine game. It just didn't make my list.
Just wondering. It seemed like the type of like Devil May Cry and Tomb Raider are doing kind of a similar thing.
In terms of being like
reboots.
Yeah, reboots, and then they're kind of combat based.
And they're third person.
Hey, Kyle, talk to me about the combat.
The combat is I guess the reason people hate it so much, for one thing, is that the gameplay is not exactly like it was in Devil May Cry, but it's very
Would you say it's a little funned down?
It's funned down, absolutely. That's DMC Devil May Cry is a perfect example of funning down. It's not even dumbed down that much from the original Devil May Cry. It's kind of easier, I guess, is why people don't like it. So like a Devil May Cry fan wants to spend 100 hours perfecting their skills so that they can get awesome combos, and like DMC lets you do awesome combos like kind of all the time. It's a fast-paced action game. It has this cool system where you switch weapons on the fly by holding the left and right triggers. Like the left trigger will switch your sword instantly into an angel scythe, and then you have all kinds of angel powers. And holding the right trigger will turn it into like a demon axe, and then you get all kinds of demon powers. And you can change up your combos that way. The demon axe is like really slow and heavy but powerful, and the angel scythe is the opposite. And it's a fun game, and it just looks amazing. There's so many cool visual things that they do. Like there's a part where you like go into like a nightclub, and like the entire scenery becomes like a waveform or whatever. like what would be on like the front of a stereo when you're playing music. Like there's the infamous part in the game that everyone talks about is there's a part where you like go inside a television and you basically fight who is essentially supposed to be like Bill O'Reilly and Fox News, and you're like fighting inside of like Fox News style motion graphics.
Okay.
There's just a lot of awesome visual stuff in that game. And the story is kind of silly. Some of it is more successful in being sort of tongue-in-cheek and weird than the rest of it. Some people really hate it and can't stand it. I was kind of into it. I was mostly on its side.
So what did people not like about the story?
It's I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's really...
Is it that it's bad?
There's a lot of it that's like really like the characters make a lot of dumb jokes and stuff, but I think it's mostly like tongue-in-cheek and on purpose. Like there's this part where Dante yells at a boss. He yells "fuck you," and the boss is like "fuck you," and then he just says "fuck you" again. So like if you read the script, it would just be like Dante "fuck you," boss "fuck you," Dante "fuck you," and like some people are like, "See, this game is so stupid." I'm like, no, that's hilarious. Like that he's yelling at this giant demon "fuck you," and the giant demon just says "fuck you" back.
Yeah, like he's a giant demon. What does he care?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny.
I thought most of it was funny, and it was a lot of fun, and I actually went back and played it on like the higher difficulty that you unlock when you beat the game, and that's always a sign that I really like a game. If I actually intentionally play it on an even higher difficulty than I did before, then I definitely like it a lot.
That's fair to say.
All right. Number 4, Zelda: A Link Between Worlds. Just a really interesting game. It has fantastic music. It looks great. And just some of the best 2D Zelda dungeons ever. They're just really fun to play, and they're not overly frustrating. The system where you can go to any dungeon that you want on the map is really interesting. The item rental stuff doesn't work that well. The idea is like you pay a small amount of money to rent an item, but then if you die, the item goes away. And then later you can pay like a really big amount of money to keep it forever. But what ended up happening was I just rented everything all at once, and then anytime I died, I turned off the system and reloaded my save file, so that didn't happen. So it's kind of a flawed system, but the rest of it was pretty interesting.
My problem with it was I didn't know when to get everything and when to like leave stuff. Like I didn't always want to bring everything with me all the time.
You just bring it all, man. All the time, always.
Know, man.
Why not? Do they limit you in which things you can bring?
No.
It just costs money, and I like to, I don't cheat like Kyle, so I had to be frugal.
There's no cheating in turning off the system because I also lost my progress since my last save. That's totally fair.
Yeah, that is totally fair.
Actually, I didn't even have to turn off the system. It gives you the option. It says continue or game over or quit or whatever, and I picked quit. So, but it is a fun old game. Zelda.
It's a new game, you idiot.
A+ Zelda.
You dumb.
What?
You said it's a fun old game.
It's a new game?
It's a new game.
Okay.
Plus.
Number 3 is Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate for the Wii U.
That feels like an old game.
Yeah.
What?
It does feel like an old game. I don't need to spend time really trying to sell Keith on Monster Hunter or explain it to Andy, but I'd never played a Monster Hunter before, and I finally was able to get my head around this one and figure out how to start having fun with it, and I had fun with it for a good long time. It was the only game I had for my Wii U when I originally bought it, and I played it for weeks, and it was a ton of fun. Me and Miguel actually played online a bunch of times, and it was cool. I actually want to keep playing that, and I'm excited for Monster Hunter 4 next year.
They're doing annual. Have they always been annual?
No. Well, this one came out in 2013. The next one is coming out early 2015.
So next year, as in not this year.
So would you say
traditional definition?
Semi-annual?
Yes. I think it's annual in Japan, but they don't bring over every Japanese release in America because it's like Monster Hunter is like massively popular in Japan, and it's kind of like a niche thing in America.
So like internationally biannual.
Sure.
Yeah, definitely that one.
Yep.
Globally Occasionally.
You got it. My number 2, and this one I have to remind everyone that the idea for which games are eligible, we include the December of the previous year. So the range for 2013 is December 2012 to end of year 2013. The idea being that we would do a podcast at the end of December, and that maybe games that came out in December didn't have enough chance to be considered, but we're doing this at the beginning of February, so that's really right out the window. But I still just want to include this game really badly anyways, and it didn't even come out in December. It came out 3 days before December on November 28th,
so
but I don't even care.
You're stretching this as far as you could logically go.
As far as I possibly can to make Miasmata my number 2 game of the year.
Wasn't it on your list last year?
No.
Wait, what? Okay. What?
Miasmata.
What's that?
It's a really strange game made by 2 brothers.
It's about falling into lakes and getting sick.
Yeah, it is a game where you play as someone who has some kind of mysterious plague, and they're on an island where scientists were researching and then discovered a cure for this plague, but they've all been killed or are missing. And so you're this guy with the plague, you get sick all the time, you're really weak, and you basically walk around the island and pick up flowers and other things like that, and like use like a mortar and pestle to like crush it up, and you mix together things to make like health potions, and your ultimate goal is to find all the necessary ingredients and then make the cure for your plague. And meanwhile, there is a monster that wanders around the island stalking you that is like maybe a hallucination brought on by the plague, maybe not, you don't really know, that will occasionally show up and try to eat you, and you have to run away from it and get back to safety. And it's all about picking up these flowers, and it's all about their really bizarre map system where you have a blank map and there's landmarks all around the island, and you have to unveil parts of the map by like triangulating your position with 2 landmarks. Like if you see one landmark and then you look at another landmark, and then it will like open your map and fill in the map area that's like in between you and the thing or something like that. I don't really remember. It's hard to explain. It's a really strange game, but Keith and I kind of discovered it on our original 24-hour marathon.
Yeah, it was cool. It was re-energizing.
Yeah.
So wait, it's called Matisyahu, the Jewish rapper?
You know a Jewish rapper named Matisyahu, or did you just make that up?
No, that's the famous Jewish rapper Matisyahu.
I've never heard of it, but I still think maybe you made it up.
I think I think that's probably the same thing, what you're talking about.
Yeah.
He's a guy. What's the name of this game again? I can't remember.
You got it, Matisyahu.
It's called Miasmata. It's like the word miasma, and then you add TA.
Miasmata. All right. So is it fun? Does it talk to me about the graphics, Kyle?
It's the graphics are really strange and uneven because, like I said, it was made by 2 people. So it's going for like a standard photorealism thing. Like it just looks like the real world.
And some of the stuff looks really good.
Some things like the lighting and the ocean look really good, and then some things like the water that you pour in a glass, or like squirrels that walk on the ground look like they're out of an N64 or something.
It looks literally like translucent grape jelly.
It's very charming.
And this is a PC game?
It is a PC game, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I get
iOS.
Can I get it on Mac?
Wait, did you say it's on iOS?
No, I was just because that's the only way that he'll even listen.
Oh, you're joking. Okay.
Yeah.
Hang on, I'm going to look for it on iOS.
It's not on there.
It's not on iOS.
It's a first-person game, so it being on iOS would be weird.
Yeah, it's not on iOS.
It's a really strange game because some people would look at the game and argue that there is no fun to be had in it whatsoever.
That's what it sounds like.
I humbly disagree. I've spent tons and tons of hours just wandering around this dumbass island, looking at statues and collecting flowers, and I just love it. I think it's super cool, and it's totally unlike anything I've played before. I recommend people go check out the 24-hour marathon videos that we posted on our YouTube channel, and near the end we start playing Miasmata, and it's really strange. Like there was at the very beginning of the game, I saw like a pond, and I ran out into the pond, and then immediately got messages saying that I was sick and drowning, and like needed to get back to shore. And I was like, oh, that was my introduction to this game. It was like, oh, okay, this is not like other games.
Yeah, so I think the people that would say that there's no fun to be had are the people that say games like, what's it called? It begins with an E?
Entertaining.
No, I can't remember. But like that.
Are you talking about Dear Esther?
Dear Esther, and Dear Esther
that game
Gone
is not
Home.
fun.
Like those are the. I mean, in my estimate, is even more of a game than that. But
yeah,
I feel like it's a similar sort of vibe.
Did you play Gone Home this year?
Yeah, of course I did.
No. I played it a little bit, but I talked about this before. Robert Ashley at the GFW reunion panel at PAX in Seattle ruined the end of the game for me, and essentially like the reveal and the general purpose of the story. So it's really not like I kind of went and played it and thought it was cool, but the thing people talk about with Gone Home is it's like, oh, it's almost like a horror game because it's all settling, unsettling and
really
eerie, and you're expecting a horrible ending, and then it's but like I already had that ruined for me, so there's
you should bleep out the fact that it's you jerk.
Thanks for ruining it for me.
Oh, okay, sorry. I'm just as bad.
I'm still gonna play it someday, but
I thought you had already played it. I'm sorry, sweetie.
It's really good, and it's a number on my list.
You're a bad person.
I'm sorry. Anyways, yeah, check out our Miasmata videos. It was a fun time.
Yep.
And then my number one, the best game of 2013, I mean, is Saints Row 4.
Yeah.
What up?
Yeah.
That game
is
is
fucking sick, rad, funny, fun, jumping high.
I think that game it's like Saints Row 3, but then they made it also Crackdown,
but like good Crackdown.
Yeah, and the story is hilarious, and it just goes in so many insane directions. I enjoyed that game from start to finish. It was an absolute pleasure to play.
I agree.
Yeah, phenomenal ending. Just so much great stuff in that game.
Do you want to talk a lot about Saints Row now, or when I say it, or when we're making our list?
Let's do it now.
Okay.
Or just a little bit. We got to speed things up, actually. But yeah, I like this more than Saints Row 3 by a lot. Because the part of Saints Row 3 I didn't like was the fact that it was still essentially a GTA game where you're driving around and shooting people for some reason. But in like they have the same problem where like Saints Row 3 was a lot of just driving around to groups of enemies and then shooting them all, which I found...
you pretty quickly get the ability to have one of your homies drop off like a VTOL or a helicopter.
True. But in Saints Row 4, it's a lot of running around to groups of enemies, but you can jump 40 feet in the air and fly and shoot fireballs out of your hand and all this kind of crazy shit, and it's amazing.
I have never had so much fun traversing a landscape than in Saints Row 4. It is just so much fun to just bounce around all over the place.
Yep. And I love that when you go to your ship, not to spoil too much, but they kind of have like, it's almost like a Mass Effect parody because you have loyalty missions for your characters and they like unlock new outfits when you finish them, and you can walk up to every character on the ship and romance them.
Yeah, ask them to kiss. The only one that won't kiss you is Keith David.
Keith David. Too bad.
Yeah.
What?
He was the one that I was
Keith
really
David is
hoping.
one of your party members. You start the game as the president of the United States, and Keith David is your vice president.
Is Keith David the actor as a character? Or
yeah,
he
is voicing himself.
He is literally Keith David the person.
That's excellent.
And he makes a lot of references to voice act. Like when you're rolling with Keith David, he makes a lot of different references to how, oh, this is like when I was the voice actor on this, and this is like when I was the voice actor on that.
The weird part is that Keith David actually voiced a prominent character in the original Saints Row, so there's just like a shitload of jokes of like, you sound like that person, or you're just like that other person. He's like, no, I'm not. I'm nothing like him. I don't sound anything like him.
It's a really good game.
It's so good.
It's really funny.
It's so good.
Did you play Assassin's Creed this year, Kyle?
No. I was saving it for when I bought a next-gen console. I actually just got a PS4 last week, so I'm playing it now.
I thought you were getting Xbox One.
I changed my mind, Andy.
He did change his mind. We're going to have a long talk about it.
How dare you?
Yeah.
You promised me.
I'm going to get an Xbox One also. Don't worry.
He'll get both. It's fine. By the time you have one, he'll have one.
Also, this seems as good a time as ever. I had a dream. I'm serious. I had a dream where you lent me your PS4 so I could play Last of Us. Was that just a dream, or?
It would have had to be a dream because Last of Us doesn't run on PS4, and also I don't own The Last of Us.
PS3 is what I meant.
Yeah, I don't have The Last of Us.
He traded it in.
Yeah. Also, It would have had to have been a dream because it's never going to happen.
Did you play The Last of Us?
We talked about it on the previous podcast. I essentially did not play the game.
Okay, great. That's unfortunate.
But Saints Row 4, man, it's like Saints Row, it's like Crackdown, it's fucking hilarious, it's amazing, it's powerful.
It's powerful. I heard several people talk about that some of the humor did not fly from that game.
They get fucked.
I totally disagree. I thought that it was almost always very funny.
Yeah.
Just that Keith David gag that you told me secondhand is hilarious.
Yep.
Yeah. He has some pretty tight gags.
What?
Yeah. They're pretty sweet.
Tight gags. Tight gags.
I don't think tight gags is a term.
It is, yeah. Well, tight is something that's
they're
good.
They're tight
or
like
cool.
they're good. They're good gags. They're tight.
They're good gags. They're tight.
It just sounds wrong to me.
Is it because you're imagining me like binding him? Because that's not what's happening.
Something's going on that's weird and sexual.
Listen, he told me to keep it under wraps.
So now that we've learned that
that's why he wouldn't kiss the main character from Saints Row.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on to Keith's list because we've only got about 45 minutes apparently.
All right, we don't have to spend too much time on some of these because they've already been mentioned. But my number 10 is Shelter.
Okay.
Did you guys know Shelter?
I hear it's about a polygonal raccoon who has to protect its raccoon babies.
Polygonal badger and badger babies.
Damn it! I knew it was a black and white mammal rodent thing.
So it's, first of all, this game is beautiful. Like, all of the art in this game looks so amazing. It's very stylized. But it's not difficult to tell, what is what. But basically, you have like five badger babies, and you're a badger mother, and your job is to like travel through these from like kind of like set piece to set piece, making sure that your raccoon, you're not raccoon, god damn it, your badger babies aren't being eaten by predators. They aren't starving to death. You have to constantly be foraging for food to give them. And like, for example, one of the set pieces is it's the first one after the kind of tutorial area, where you have to run from tall grass to tall grass, avoiding this this hawk that's swooping down overhead, who spots you, and you have to go through. So when I was playing, like I really felt the game for the first time when like you have to constantly be feeding them or they'll die, and so there's this long set piece. You have to avoid this hawk and be very careful and very stealthy, and it takes a while. And I was so glad that I made it through with all my things alive, my babies alive, and then right as I was about to leave the area, one of them died of starvation. And
is the hawk the bad guy?
The hawk is just a hawk. There's no bad guys.
Okay,
are you talking about Hawk, the DC universe, sometimes hero, sometimes anti-hero, or?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm trying to put this in a video game frame that I can understand.
I meant Hawkman.
Hawkman. Okay.
See, this game sounds very unrealistic for a couple reasons.
Why?
First of all, hawks, I believe, are not natural predators of badgers.
These are badger babies. Of course they are.
Second of all, I believe badger
Andy, have you
babies...
ever tasted a badger baby? Nobody could resist that if it's just a swoop away.
It's like the everlasting gobstopper of small mammals.
You're right. Actually, I'm looking at this game right now. The pictures of it are simply stunning.
Yeah, it is an amazingly beautiful game.
it looks like a picture book, as if I was a child reading, like if I was reading it.
Yeah, it's.
But I don't think I would want my child to read it though, because it sounds like there's some violence in it.
Not
there's a
enough
lot of
polygons.
dealing with death.
Not enough polygons. A-. Don't want. Wouldn't
Really, you don't
rent.
think it looks good? I mean, I know that you're also kidding, but do you not think it looks good?
I know it looks very good.
Yeah. So we can move on to Valda's Story, Abyssal City.
The fuck? You said
Yeah,
some of these
Valda's
wouldn't
Story,
take very long.
What's that?
Is this,
You said some of
What'd
these
you guys
wouldn't
say?
take very long. What is this madness?
you literally continue to introduce games that no one has heard of.
These are my two that no one's heard of, I think, until. Yeah, okay, no, these are the two. So, Valda's Story, Abyssal City is a little bit. It's like a more actiony version. It's kind of Kyle. It's kind of like Castlevania a little bit.
Ooh, I'm listening now.
There's a lot of moving from platforms from left to right and from up
Would
and
you
down.
say, moving from platform to platform, you're saying that this game contains a fair amount of platforming.
There's a lot of platforming.
Interesting.
So you know how the layout of the castle is kind of unique to Castlevania games in that you're not just traversing from left to right, but you're also moving vertically up and down.
I'm very familiar with this.
It's
Sure,
a
yeah.
lot like that. There's a lot of having to get things before you can get to a new area.
Does the entire game take place in one large interconnected world / game space?
There are several large interconnected world / game
It
spaces.
sounds like one of those bullshit newer Castlevanias.
Fuck that.
It's just like they make room for like this is the area where there's lots of ice and snow, and this place has a lot of fire and shit.
Guess so.
And basically the
Boo.
conceit of the game is that you are a human lived in a world destroyed by Darksiders.
Yeah,
lives in a
do
world
I know
destroyed by a war
Darksiders?
between angels and demons. And you come from the surface world, and your demon hunting ship like sinks into this like underground or under
yeah,
the
it
ocean
does.
city, really, that has also been destroyed by this war. And it's all about like using light and dark magics effectively, Ikaruga style, against both angels and demons.
That also
where
sounds...
you want to use dark spells against angels and light spells against demons. And it's about kind of like figuring out where all your friends are because they got lost. They got separated from you during the crash. It's really good. The combat, one of the criticisms that I have about the combat is that it's like, I would say perfectly paced and it all feels really good. And there's a solid learning curve.
Those are some
Until you
pretty
get to like some of the
serious
later
complaints.
bosses. What's that?
So those are some pretty serious complaints. It feels perfect.
Until you get
It's
to
very
some of
fluid.
the later bosses that are fucking like intolerably difficult.
Gotcha.
Like there were 2 bosses in a row. It kind of evened out after that, but there were 2 bosses in a row that were like insanely hard. That took me maybe an hour on each, and it was like it was a little much. But like I only started getting frustrated on the second one near the end because I had just fought a boss that was so monstrously difficult. But the combat feels really good. The movement feels really good. It's a really cool game, and I think people should check it out.
So Keith, tell me, how much does it cost, and where can I buy it / play it?
You can buy it on Steam, and it costs some dollars. I'll look it up, and my Steam store is being weird.
Keith,
I just got Metro Last Light free on PlayStation Plus. What?
He's talking to me about the graphics.
The graphics it's slick looking 2D art. Some really nice slick looking buildings and
Kyle, how is Metroid Last Light? Because I hear that it's not as good as Metroid 2033.
Well, Andy,
Just
as someone who
unfortunate,
literally just pushed the download button on my controller seconds ago, I am fully
video games while we're
equipped
doing this?
to talk about the quality of Metro Last Light.
Okay.
Kyle,
What's up?
are you playing video games while we do this?
No, I've just been waiting for PlayStation Plus to update, and I just decided to look over and see if it had, and it had.
Okay. 8, Don't Starve.
Yeah, kinda.
Have you played that game?
I've played it.
How much of it?
A fair amount.
I thought Don't Starve was really cool. I like the idea. I kind of like a game where they don't tell you anything that's going on and drop you in there. Like every once in a while, I really want a game that's like our whole mission statement is that we won't hold your hand. Get that fucking hand away from here. And so they just like drop you in this area.
Get that thumb out of your mouth and get the fuck out of my nest.
Get out of here. The thing that I like about Don't Starve though is that they do that, but then they don't make it purposefully difficult for you to actually figure out what's going on. So like you can pretty quickly get the hang of what you're doing.
It's still pretty hard though.
It is still very hard.
It just didn't really click with me because I just felt like it was a little too hard.
Is Don't Starve like the Badger game, but for creatures that aren't badgers?
No. Although it is strange that there are two games on my list where not starving specifically is one of the important things.
It's a top-down, randomly generated survival game where you go around and collect environmental ingredients and then combine them into items and weapons and food.
Yeah, I believe it is by the dudes what made Mark of the Ninja and Shank.
Really?
Okay, can I get it on iOS?
Maybe.
No, but you can get it on PlayStation Plus.
You might.
Can I get it on?
You can get
XBLA?
it on PlayStation Plus.
I hear the
XBLA.
Maybe.
Yes. Right. Wait.
Okay.
I think it might be exclusive to Sony consoles for consoles.
Okay. You can get it on Mac. I know that.
I don't have one of those.
Yeah, you do. You don't have a Macintosh PC? He has a Macintosh PC. So the thing that I like
for
is that
Mac, PC, PlayStation 4, and Linux is what I'm seeing here. I'm almost positive it's also on PlayStation 3, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I'm not sure. What else about? Yeah, so in Don't Starve, you basically you chop down a tree and then you use your tree to make like an axe, so you can chop down trees faster. And then at nighttime, you'll die if you're not surrounded by light, so you have to build fires and.
So it's Minecraft, is what you're saying.
It's a lot different than Minecraft.
Yeah,
besides the fact that you are making axes and tools out of like trees and shit, it is completely almost antithetical to Minecraft.
Oh, so it's Terraria.
No, it's nothing like those games. Literally the only similarity between those two games is you use a tree to make an axe.
Yeah.
So it's Don't Starve.
Yeah, Don't Starve. That's the name of the game.
Great.
But what's your next game? Because I think a lot of people know Don't Starve.
Antichamber. You want to talk about Antichamber?
Boom.
No, please
Antichamber is a mind fuck.
Andy, you said no, don't talk about Antichamber. Why not?
Because it sounds scary, guys.
Antichamber is not scary.
Wait, is this Antichamber or Andy Chamber? Because I can tell you all about Andy Chamber.
Ah.
I live in Andy Chamber.
Sounds bleak.
It's surprisingly uplifting if you're Andy.
It's anti-chamber, and I
would you say you're anti-Andy Chamber?
Yeah, this is the anti-Andy Chamber. Don't bring your mobile phone bullshit into here. It's the subtitle.
But that's what Andy's Chamber is all about.
Your mobile phones?
Yeah.
Or just inconveniencing your friends?
It's a synergy of both.
Guys, we are getting way too real right now, and also we really don't have much time left.
Okay, Antichamber. I'm going to use as many buzzwords as possible about this game. It is a Portal-like puzzle game featuring non-Euclidean geometry.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, like you remember in Mario 64 when you go up those stairs and they don't end, and then you look down and then you only gone up like a little bit. It's an entire puzzle game based around shit like that.
I would argue that non-Euclidean geometry is not a buzzword.
It is when you're talking about
Antichamber.
Yeah, that is like square one of when people describe Antichamber.
Okay.
So it's like stuff like turning a corner turning a 90-degree turn like 5 times and then ending up in somewhere completely different where you should be exactly where you started, stuff like that. And it's really, really good. It gets pretty hard. Some of the stuff that involves like the different types of guns, like puzzle guns, gets a little bit tedious.
I think the game is too hard, and specifically the reason that I just couldn't like put it on my list and honestly didn't finish it is the fact that it has like there are unlockable guns that you have to get in the game to solve puzzles, but the puzzles that those unlockable guns solve look identical to puzzles that you can already solve. So I spent like hours trying to solve a puzzle or multiple puzzles that I had literally no chance of solving, and that is the worst fucking game design I've ever seen.
As far as I can tell, they all have like color coded. This is the gun you need for this area stuff.
But that's not obvious if you don't know that if you're getting more colored guns.
Yeah, there's 4 guns, I think. Or
Is it by the portal?
I mean, there are times when I got stuck on a puzzle for sure, but I don't think there were ever, even infuriatingly so. But I don't think there was ever a time where I felt like it was impossible.
Is it by the people, like anyone that made Portal?
No, it just kind of looks like Portal.
No, do you know Cube? There was another puzzle game that came out called Cube.
Fuck Cube.
It was like Cube, but a lot better. It's the same people, I think.
Okay.
You don't like Cube?
I don't think it's not the same people at all.
No.
Are you sure it's not the same people?
I'm almost positive.
All right.
Because the dude that made Antichamber has been making Antichamber for like 5 years.
But what about the guy who made Antichamber?
We've got 30 minutes.
All right. I'll keep going on I'll keep trucking on this list. I've got Hearthstone number 6.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, that game's rad.
I
had a ton of fun with it, and I only spent, I think, $2.
Just real quick, the person who made Antichamber is made by one person, and it's the only game he's attributed to on Giant Bomb.
Okay, great. Number 5, GTA 5.
Ah.
I thought the game was super rad, and I played it more than Kyle, and that's why I liked it more than Kyle. Number 4.
Might not be an unfair statement.
What's that?
I said that might not be an unfair statement.
Yeah. Number 4 is Pokemon X and Y.
Yes.
Oh, look at me. I'm catching Pokemon in a ball. What a good game.
It was
And it's
rad.
3D, and it's
Kyle 'cause
fucking...
I played it more than Kyle.
It's fucking the next generation of Pokemon. Bam.
Yeah,
Next.
I kind of feel like it's a half step in the generation. Like, I feel like...
But there's polygons.
Yeah. This is what I've been waiting for, and I still insist that I want to bet with Kyle that when
don't even bring it up. I don't even want to get into
be
this.
fully 3D, and he said no way, and then instead they did Pokemon White and Black 2.
Stop it. We
I think
can't.
that
This is a
doesn't count, and that
30-minute
doesn't-
argument. Don't even. Just let it go.
Yeah, let it go. Let it go. Keith, back away from the edge, Keith.
Get
3,
the fuck
Bioshock
back.
Infinite. That's rad. What are you talking about?
What's up? What's your next game? We all know
Bioshock
about
Infinite.
Pokemon.
It's Bioshock Infinite.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, okay.
I guess it
finished
deserves...
it, and it was rad, and I totally understood it, and you're dumb. Number 2,
Are you-
Saints Row 4.
Wait. We have to have a
Bergen
little
Shock
discussion
minuscule,
about it.
right?
We have to talk a little bit about Bioshock Infinite. Kyle, did you not play Bioshock Infinite?
Yeah, of course I did.
Yeah,
didn't
he
make your
beat
top
it.
Andy,
10?
we talked about Bioshock Infinite a lot on the previous podcast.
I know,
And
but it
before
didn't
you
make
got on here, and we recorded it.
Shut up. It didn't make your top 10?
No.
All right, I think that's a good decision because that game was not that good.
Yeah.
Anyways, continue.
What up,
It was really good.
Andy?
All right. You guys are both wrong, and I'm right. And number 2 is Saints Row 4.
Great.
Yeah.
I'm glad that we've turned this into the Saints Row fucking Volition fan cast.
I remember one thing that I wanted to mention about Saints Row 4.
What is
I think it's a tiny change that they made that really improves the flow of games like Saints Row. It improved the Saints flow. Is that on your mission select screen, when you choose which mission you want to do, it tells you what reward that you get.
Are we
Yes,
just gonna
that was
let
great.
Are we just gonna let Kyle say the term Saints flow without any kind of eye rolling or
Saints-
sighing?
Absolutely.
Saints Flow is the Saints Row energy drink in the Saints Row fiction.
I hate that.
Well, because the Saints Row they're super famous.
Yeah.
Like, they basically run the
Oh,
world.
man. Paul?
Paul?
You remember Paul?
I remember Paul.
So good.
So good.
And then Paul shows up again at the end. So great.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Okay,
Paul, you're
what's-
talking about the Seth Rogen movie with the alien named
No,
Paul?
that was that's not a Seth Rogen movie. That's
He was totally in that.
Was he
Simon
in it?
Pegg.
Simon Pegg.
with Seth Rogen, I thought.
No, Simon
I think
Pegg
Seth-
with his buddy that's in all of his fucking movies with him.
Nick Frost?
Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
Seth Rogen was
No.
the alien, I think.
Anyways,
we're getting to the bottom of this.
I think Saints.
Paul, Paul 2011 IMDb won't load. I'll talk about it in a minute. Number 1 is Gone Home. I think that game's fucking rad and it's sick and it's great.
Yes, I would have put it there too if I'd played it.
Yeah. So the thing about Gone Home is that, like, Kyle kind of mentioned it before. It was like I got it because everybody said that it was great. I didn't really know what it was about. And you get to this fucking giant dark ass house and no one's home and there's like weird notes everywhere. I knew that there was no combat in the game and it was super tense the whole time. It was scary. It was a scary game. And
yeah. I want so badly for that experience to be available to me.
I know, yeah. And like being able to explore someone's house, like the house they built, that Fulbright built, it feels like probably the most lived in house that I've ever played in a video game. Like everything that a house would have is there. Minus the fact that there's notes all over the place that would really change the relationships of the people living there that they happen to just not see, I guess, in their drawers. But, it's a video game, so you have to give it a certain amount of suspension of disbelief.
It's too bad because, like previously mentioned, as like a Castlevania fan and stuff, like I'm way into the whole, like, I have a map of a house and I just need to go explore the whole house.
Yeah.
I like that.
It's like, Kyle, it's like exactly what opening doors in Silent Hill should be. It's exactly what it should be. And instead, it's garbage. Silent Hill, not Gone Home.
So, Gone Home, a great game to be sure. And that's our final top 10 list of individual choosing.
Yep.
So, are we ready to make the overall top 10 list?
I am totally ready.
I have a suggestion.
What's your suggestion?
We pick 3 games
now
that we want on there.
Sorry, I just started recording now, and I need that for myself, and I'm sorry. Go ahead, Andy.
Sure. We each pick 3 games that we want on the list, and then we start from there.
Well, let me stop you right there. How about I've already constructed a list of 12 games based on what we've talked about today, and then we can just eliminate 2 and go from there.
I like that.
You don't like it?
I like that.
Okay. Thank you.
I think that's pretty good. If we want to add different games to that, then I think that we should be able to, right?
So
no, we can't.
Yeah, sure. Well, this is a starting point. But
I also
I've got
think, Andy, because you're on the phone, you don't have to go at 4:15. You can go at 5, right?
No, I have my therapy appointment, Keith. I have to be well mentally in order to continue doing this podcast.
No, at what time?
I'm not
going
to be well mentally if I spend any more time with you.
Andy, what time is your appointment?
Nice.
5?
4:15.
Oh, it's at 4:15.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I thought it was at 5 and you had to like leave or something and drive.
Okay.
No.
So,
I get it. So let's go.
Hold on.
Games?
Just saying right now.
Therapy never ends, Keith.
Oh my God. Shut the fuck up. So, we have now open, and it's recording my screen for people who are viewing this on YouTube. It is a Google document with this list of games that we're now going to edit. Keith is in the Google document. Also, he is the anonymous raccoon. Andy can't see because he's on an iPhone, and I don't care about Andy.
Yep.
So this is our list here, reading from top to bottom in no order. I've got Papers, Please, Pokemon XY, Saints Row 4, Miasmata, Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate, A Link Between Worlds, DMC Devil May Cry, Fire Emblem Awakening, Pikmin 3, Hearthstone, Bioshock Infinite, and Gone Home. And I think I didn't add a couple games from Keith's list, so if he wants to add any, he can do so now.
Okay.
Okay. What's he adding? Talk to me.
I don't...
It is not letting me edit it.
Oh, bummer. Anyways, Why don't you just tell me what you want to edit?
Okay, I would like to add... I think that GTA 5 deserves to be up there.
Okay. I actually just straight up forgot about that game.
Okay.
I agree.
Don't even give a fuck.
I think that's everything that I would be super bummed about not being up there.
All right.
You know what? I want you to add Antichamber and Shelter, and I don't mind that they're going to be removed.
Why add them?
Because I want them to be up there.
Okay.
I think they deserve to
Okay,
be.
so I'm going to put
posterity.
Antechamber and Shelter there, and then I'm going to put a line above them
Don't
that
do
separates
that.
them from all the other games. Remember we did this last year where we had the line and everything above the line?
It's not your fault you suck at Antechamber, and it's not Shelter's fault. That
You're
none of
right.
you played
It's not his fault. It's the game's fault.
I mean, that's what I mean. It's not the game's fault. It's not the game's
You
fault that you
said-
sucked at it, and it's not the game's fault that you guys didn't play Shelter.
Kyle, can you share this document with me so that I can look at
No,
it?
because you'd have to look away from it.
I've given you I linked it to you in Skype on your chat.
Okay.
All right.
So-
I want what has to happen for a number.
Hold on. We have 14 games. 12 of them we know are not going to make the list. I mean, 2
Okay.
of them. Let's all just say what 2 games we think should be taken off the list.
Shelter and Antechamber.
Devil
That's-
May Cry.
2 more.
I think Devil May Cry should be taken off.
BioShock Infinite should be taken off.
No.
How
you
high?
put it on your list, Andy.
How high was
Yeah.
your game? Was BioShock on your list, Andy? I mean, Keith.
Mine was number 3. I will do what it takes to get BioShock Infinite at least the 7th spot.
That's pretty high up.
No,
Not
it's
high up,
too
Andy.
high.
Where
And
did
and
you
it
have
was
on your list?
Miguel's not here, but it was his number 1.
It was
so.
Miguel's number
Well,
1.
but
Andy,
Miguel's crazy. That's why Miguel's not on this podcast.
Andy, what was your number? What was BioShock for you?
Hang on, Kyle. Can you put link me again? I can't see it for some reason.
For the love of God.
Because you're on a phone.
No.
All right. There you go.
All right, great.
We'll put Devil May Cry down there. I wouldn't mind Pikmin 3 not making it, actually.
All right, I would take Devil May Cry off.
You guys suck.
I'm sure it's a fine game, Kyle. It's just not what we're looking for here.
It's just not really what we're looking for.
Andy, can you tell me what number BioShock was on your list?
I don't know. I don't have that list right now.
Is it on your? It's on your phone still, though, right?
No, I think I deleted
BioShock
it.
was on his list, but he made it clear he only played like 15 games this year, so he hated everything that was from like 10 to 5 on his list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But let's just say that BioShock Infinite was Miguel's number 1. It was my number 3, and it was on Andy's list. So for Andy's first choice for something to be taken off the list, BioShock Infinite makes 0 sense.
Well, Andy's a
No.
lunatic, and we all know this. Currently, we've got 10 games on the list. Wait, oh no, it's 11 because we added GTA 5.
yeah. Okay. So let's take off. Let's move down Monster Hunter 3.
Wait, why isn't
It was on
Fishing?
Miguel's list too.
You're right. Okay. Let's move down Miasmata.
All right.
I would like Ridiculous Fishing on this list.
Ridiculous Fishing.
I would like Ridiculous Fishing off this list. I will. Okay, Andy, how about this? Ridiculous Fishing at number 10, BioShock Infinite number 7.
Ridiculous Fishing number 10, BioShock Infinite number 9.
No.
Here's an idea. Can we lose Fire Emblem Awakening and keep Miasmata?
Yes.
Okay.
Do we need Miasmata?
Yes.
Yes.
But Keith, you didn't play it.
Yes, I did.
Oh, you liked it?
Yes.
Why was it on your list?
Because it was from last year in November.
Oh. How the fuck did it make your list, Kyle?
Do you
we
remember us
didn't-
talking
we-
about how?
I didn't play it until we did the marathon, and we did the marathon like December 20th. So I had
That's-
like a week to decide if it was one of my favorite games of the year, and there wasn't enough time.
That's stupid.
Yeah. All right. So
We have
I
now,
really like.
we're back to
so
11
here's-
games because I added Ridiculous Fishing.
Thank
So-
you.
Kyle, you had Papers, Please at number 9. Andy, you had Papers, Please at number 1. I haven't played Papers, Please. I'm sure that I would really like it.
Papers, Please should stay.
Yeah.
Papers, Please should definitely stay. Pokemon
we
should
take-
definitely stay.
Can we take Zelda off here?
I think that Zelda deserves to be on this list, even though I
think
haven't
we should
played
take
it.
off that Zelda. I think we
I
should.
think
like
that
it.
before Zelda should go, Monster Hunter should go. But before both
Yeah.
of those should go, Ridiculous Fishing should go.
To be
Unless-
fair,
No.
Ridiculous Fishing was also on Miguel's list, but I don't give a shit.
But okay,
No, guys,
Andy,
listen.
Andy, I will back you up on Ridiculous Fishing, and I'm gonna back both of you guys up on Papers, Please. BioShock Infinite number 7.
Listen here.
That's a very reasonable spot.
I'm not doing your quid pro quo politics here right now.
You can't get away from it. Everyone goes in not wanting to play the game, but the game demands to be played.
Here's what I want. Here's what I'm thinking. So listen, I want Ridiculous Fishing is my one game besides Papers, Please that I fucking want on this list. I haven't played most of this shit. I want Ridiculous Fishing on the list.
But it's okay. Number one, it's an iOS game. Number two, Pokemon X and Y. That was like your number two. Papers, Please. That's your number one. Both of those are like basically guaranteed on this list.
Yeah, but fucking.
True. You got your number one on there. You got your number two on there.
Ridiculous Fishing was like your number 6 or something.
No, it's really good, and it's a legitimately excellent game. Mechanically, it's impressive.
Hold on. There's a new wrinkle. I need to add the full title of Ridiculous Fishing now that I know it. It is Ridiculous Fishing: A Tale of Redemption.
It's funny.
Okay.
Came out on my birthday. Oh my god, you guys, I found out I bought Need for Speed Rivals on PlayStation 4, and I opened the case to discover that there was an insert informing me that the Need for Speed movie comes out March 14th, my birthday of this year.
It looks really bad.
Yeah, I bet it is.
Aaron Paul is the lead character. It looks really terrible.
But he's great.
He's great in Breaking Bad, but not as the lead driver in this overly dramatic piece of shit car movie.
I feel like you're passing judgment before you've seen it.
I saw the trailer. I'm saying the trailer was terrible.
All right. Anyways, I was just bringing that up as a fun thing because the Need for Speed movie is hilarious and probably really bad.
Yeah, and because the Fast series is basically dead in the water.
Okay, so I've got down at the bottom here Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate, Miasmata, and Ridiculous Fishing. I like Miasmata more than Monster Hunter, but I want Monster Hunter to be on the list more just because it came out this year, basically. And also because Miguel also had it on his list. I feel like it needs to be on this list.
Okay, so here's my thing.
Wait, you can't use the Miguel had it on his list, so I want it on this list, and then say, Ridiculous Fishing was on Miguel's list.
Okay.
But I don't care.
But I don't care.
But okay, you have to care. You have to care for all three: BioShock, Monster Hunter, and Ridiculous Fishing, or none of them. You either use his clout or you don't. Which one? You got to pick.
Fine, BioShock can be number 7, but I want Ridiculous Fishing on there.
I agree. Ridiculous Fishing number 10, BioShock Infinite number 7.
What?
Yep.
What are we knocking off?
What's that?
What are we knocking out?
We're knocking off your choice: Monster Hunter or Miasmata.
No,
I prefer Miasmata on that
We're
list.
not doing this.
Miasmata is not. Listen,
Sir.
Miasmata is not a 2013 game. It did not release in 2013. It is not on this list.
We even allow a grace month of December of the previous year, and even that goes out the window when you get your eyes on a game you want.
Andy, we didn't discover it until it was an indie game released with no hype or promotion whatsoever 3 days before the window, and we didn't discover it until 23 days later.
Kyle, this list is replete with indie games. It is full of indie games.
Andy, Keith is a snake in the grass trying to turn you and me against each other.
Kyle, come on now. Listen.
Keith,
listen. Wait.
Stop it.
Yeah?
Keith tells you that you have 3 games on the list, and you should feel good about that, Andy. But I pose the question, how many games does Keith have on the list? Quite a few, methinks.
But Kyle, how many games do you have on the list?
That's irrelevant.
It's the same. I'll tell you something right now. It's literally the same number as I do.
Kyle did evoke Shakespeare, which I enjoy, but I don't. Miasmata, I think, loses on both a technicality and on merits of this list.
I cannot.
Andy, can I compromise with Kyle? It's both of those games are games that he wants on this list that neither of us want on this list. Let him pick. He can pick one to keep and one to throw, right?
Yeah.
But Keith.
Yeah.
Think about it this way. Andy has to go in 14 minutes. If we just wait long enough, he has to go, and then there's no one around to ask for Ridiculous Fishing on this list.
All right. Well,
that's fucked up. I know,
Andy. I'll fight for you after. I swear to God, I will. Ridiculous Fishing is on this list.
I'm moving Ridiculous Fishing below the line.
No, you can't. That's not.
I've
what
just
we
done it. I have the
fact
powers
that
of editing.
I can't edit as a fucking as a way to keep both of us down. You're oppressing us.
Fine, Kyle. This is not a Game of the Year list for Rum Button. This is a Game of the Year list for Kyle.
Hold up. We're coming back. I need a refresh on this. Keith.
Yeah.
Why are you fighting for ridiculous fishing on this list?
Because Andy is my key to getting BioShock at number 6 or number 7.
I have no problem with BioShock being at number 6 or number 7.
You did before.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did. You said.
No.
Yeah, you said you didn't want
It
it on
could
the
be
list.
number 5 for all I give a shit.
All right, what are you giving me for BioShock number 5?
Ridiculous fishing is off the list.
No.
I don't care about ridiculous fishing.
Listen.
I didn't play Ridiculous Fishing or Monster Hunter 3. Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, those are equal games.
That's what I'm saying. What I get is ridiculous fishing is off the list. What you get is BioShock at number 5.
I'm kind of can we for now keep ridiculous fishing on the list? We'll move ourselves and organize the top of the list.
It is the only game. It is the only game that I will fight for on here. This is it.
Andy,
Miasmata is not a 2013 game.
Andy, you are a lethargic sloth. There's not much you will fight for. Let's be honest.
Exactly.
A lot of fucking things in that category.
Okay,
which says a lot.
Kyle, Papers,
but I will
Please.
Fight for this.
Papers, Please was your 9. It was Andy's number 1.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it being somewhere near the middle.
All right. Well,
2.
let's just get the real business out of the way right.
You putting Saints Row at number 1?
Saints Row at number 1. Am I right?
I want Gone Home number 2 then.
I'm okay with that.
Because that's Andy. Are you okay with Gone Home at number 2?
Yeah, because I know I would have loved it. I would like Papers, Please number 3.
I don't know. That's gonna happen.
It's my number 1. It's my number 1 game.
But you're.
Your number 1 game at number 1. Keith's number 1 game at number 2. My number 1 game at number 3. I'm losing.
That kind of sounds fair, but Andy, how would you feel to Saints Row, Gone Home, Pokemon, then Papers, Please?
Real talk. Let's not pretend like Andy's vote doesn't have less weight in this Congress.
It kind of does have a little bit less weight, Andy.
I feel like that's, which is evident in my number 1 being number 3.
Well, no, it's just because your number 1, Kyle didn't like as much as you did, and I didn't even play, but I do believe that I would like it a lot.
But hold on, Papers, Please.
But Pokemon was your number 2, so you shouldn't be too bummed about your number 2, number 3, your number 1, number 4. That's not
Should
bad.
Pokemon even be number 3? Because I didn't have Pokemon on my list.
On principle, I would be bummed. Yes, Pokemon should be number 4.
Okay, Pokemon number 4.
Papers, Please number 3?
Come on.
Is that what we're doing?
What are you going to put number? What are you going to put number 3?
If Papers, Please is number 3,
I will fight to the death to keep Zelda out of the top 5.
It was on your list.
No, it wasn't. It was in my honorable mentions.
No, it was on your list.
I can't believe you had an honorable mentions when you didn't even like your top 10.
It was number 10. It was number 10 on my list, which means it's in my most loathed position.
Oh my god.
Your most loathed position wouldn't be on your list.
You're a fucking lunatic. This is why we can't wait Andy's opinion for how we place these games. He's a madman.
He's literally
Switch roll.
He's a lot like Richard Dreyfuss in What About Bob?
What the fuck? What do you guys have invested in Pokemon being number 3 as opposed to number 4? Papers, Please is a better game. It should be in number 3.
He's right. He's right.
Pokemon could be number 3 or 4. That's either one of those is satisfactory for me. It was my number 4.
That is my. I just want Papers, Please to be number 3.
This is fine. Fair. This is fine with me.
I'm okay with this. I think
right now, my problem with this list is our 9, 10, and 11. I feel like there's something that's going to happen there.
So here's how I feel about this list. Down near the bottom, admittedly, down at the bottom, Monster Hunter and Miasmata. 2 games of the 3 of us only I have on my list.
Yeah.
But Miasmata, my number 2 game. Let's not forget about that. Monster Hunter, my number 3 game. And up at the top of this list, number 2, Gone Home, a game I haven't played. Papers, Please was my number 9. Pokemon XY, a game that I did play and specifically didn't put on my list. Same thing with BioShock Infinite, number 5. The top of the list is very much Kyle light. So can Kyle have the bottom of the list?
All right, here's what I will allow.
I like the phrasing of it. I think
All
that's
right.
what's funny to me.
Can we
Here-
spread a little Kyle around on the
Kyle,
bottom of the
if I had
sandwich?
my druthers, can I tell you what my druthers would be?
Go ahead.
My druthers.
Hold on. Can
What
you tell
is
me
that?
what
What
druthers
the-
are first?
Druthers
what
are
does
if I
that
had the
mean?
way. If I had my way,
Okay.
that's what that means. If I had my druthers,
It's an obscure term that Keith uses to make himself feel better than us.
it's not obscure. It's just funny.
That's
I would put
sustained. It is neither obscure nor unfunny.
honestly, I'm being 100% honest right now. I think Kyle,
Uh-huh.
you didn't really like GTA 5 very much.
I had fun with it. I didn't like it enough to put on my list.
Andy, did you have GTA 5 on your list?
Yeah, I would put it above Hearthstone, having not played Hearthstone.
Okay, you know what?
Or
He's right.
Hearthstone.
Hearthstone is off the list. However, Hearthstone has to stay.
Okay. Can I think that this might be something that is good for everyone. 7, GTA 5, 8, Miasmata, 9, Hearthstone, 10, Ridiculous Fishing.
Deal.
No.
I just want
You don't want
Ridiculous Fishing
Hearthstone.
out
You want Miasmata at 8?
I will not cut Monster Hunter.
Well, okay.
Bro,
then
you cannot have both Monster Hunter and a game that did not come out in the year we are discussing.
It reasonably falls within our... It was only 3...
No, December is what reasonably falls.
Listen.
Kyle.
No,
That's
listen.
the whole point of the December rule.
Listen, though. It came out 3 days before December. However, it came out with no promotion. Like, there was no lead up to its release. It appeared on Steam. So how
Isn't
could
it
I...
enough that you fought for it, that people see it there, and that you fought? That's all. That's why I wanted Anti-Chamber and Shelter up there. I just want people to know this is what's going on.
People have to know by it being on the list.
But no one's going to see the list. People have long gone.
Yeah, they're
I'll
gone.
know. I'll know that Ridiculous Fishing beat Miasmata, and that is some shit I cannot stand for.
But here's the thing. No, I said Miasmata 8, Ridiculous Fishing 10.
Ridiculous Fishing is not on the list.
I think that Ridiculous
Yes, it
Fishing is
is.
probably a more fun game than Monster Hunter, Kyle.
It's a great game. It's really good. It's
'Cause-
really tight and good and does what it needs to do. It's excellent.
I can't
Ridiculous
stand for this.
Fishing and Monster Hunter were also both on Miguel's list and both around the same thing. So it's not like...
By the way, can I just say, I think it's telling about 2013 that we're fighting over the number 10 and 11 spot.
can I
as
say
opposed
this,
to
though?
the top
Can I say
5 of
this?
the- What?
Monster Hunter 3 higher on Miguel's list than Ridiculous Fishing. How about that?
But they were basically even. I think it was like 4 and 5, right? Or 5 and 6.
I don't know. I have no idea. I think Ridiculous Fishing was at the bottom of his list.
No, it's
I think
in
it
this
was.
list.
I think it was.
It's absolutely in this list. Listen, well, I'm going to tell you a piece of advice that a mentor of mine told me once. He said, Andy, in 100 years, no one's going to know who you were. And I
Jeez.
think that's applicable here. No one's going to know this list.
But
Right, so Andy, then fuck
yeah, but
Ridiculous
Andy,
Fishing,
does
right?
that mean you should just
No.
kill yourself now, or do you still want to
No,
live
okay,
just because
here
it's
we go,
kind of
here we go.
fun?
Andy,
No, I want
I'm sorry
to
say
live,
this.
please.
Andy, I'm sorry to say this. You said in 100 years no one's going to know who you are, and that applies to this list. So,
Yeah.
like, Ridiculous Fishing off the list because no one cares, right?
No, it applies. It applies to Kyle's vendetta.
Oh, Andy's
about
walking,
this
I can tell.
His mana game. I am walking.
All
Listen,
right, so I'm just saying it. Here's what I honestly
Keith.
believe.
Keith,
Saints Row 4, Gone Home, Papers, Please, Pokemon XY, Bioshock Infinite, Zelda: A Link to the Past,
Link Between
Miasmata,
Worlds.
Hearthstone, GTA 5, Ridiculous Fishing.
Yes.
Miasmata number.
why do
Miasmata
you
number
get
7?
why do you get Bioshock up at 5 if Monster Hunter isn't on the list?
Here, I'll make you a deal, Kyle. You ready? I will take Bioshock off the list entirely and put Ridiculous Fishing at number 10.
Keith, what?
Oh wait,
place
how is that?
That's no.
That's not a deal for Kyle.
Ridiculous
Those are
Fishing
both
is your
things
number
you
3.
want.
Here's
What's
the
that?
deal for you, Andy. You have to leave, and once you're gone, there's no one here to fight for you. How do you like that?
I think it's really mean and underhanded.
Well, Kyle, okay. Why?
Keith,
Yeah.
you're my cousin,
Mm-hmm.
and we
Do not
slave
play the relationship.
week
Oh, wait,
in,
hold on.
week
I
out
just
to make
forgot.
these
Kyle,
videos.
wait, Sorry.
We are
I'm
Run
sorry to interrupt,
Button,
Kyle.
Keith.
You said earlier that the top of the list is a little Kyle light.
Yeah.
Your number 1 is number 1.
Okay, but your number 2 is number 1.
Yeah.
Come on.
But
What?
he said earlier that the top of the list is a little Kyle light.
It is.
I totally forgot. That's bullshit because his number 1 is number 1. Out of the 3 of us, he's the one that got his number 1 on number 1.
But
Yeah, come
that
on.
same game is your number 2. That's an easy decision because they're so close. Because your number 1 is a game I haven't played.
Listen, what can we do here with this ridiculous fishing situation?
Andy, it's
It
looking
has
like
to be
Ridiculous
off the
Fishing is not
fucking
gonna be on this list.
Listen, I think if we want any legitimacy in the gaming community, we cannot have a game that was made in 2012 on a 2013 Game of the Year list.
But Andy, that's the one you're
It was
fighting
only
against Miasmata,
3
but
days
I
before
like
the cutoff, and there was no promotion.
Well, guess what? You don't.
Nobody knew that this game existed the day it released, and then 3 days later is when it would have been eligible. There's no.
All right,
Was it
Kyle,
available?
Can you do me a favor
What,
right
could
now?
I download it?
Can you switch GT? I think it will make everyone feel better if you switch Hearthstone and GTA 5.
Okay.
I don't need to get into that fight.
And
I don't.
for this Switch, am I taking Ridiculous Fishing off the list? Like, at
No,
what point does this make up?
And then what you're doing is you're putting Miasmata at number 8.
What?
Yeah, you're putting.
Wait, you can edit this. Why don't you do this?
I can't edit this. That's why you're editing it.
No, sorry. I meant to say I changed it so you can edit.
Oh.
I was sitting here like, why is Keith making me do all the work?
Oh yeah. Now I totally can't.
All this work.
Oh God, now you're an anonymous crow.
All right.
This is messed up.
Wait, I just want to move this down so people can see the icon. This is his crow. Now we're moving it back up.
This is messed up. What's happening?
It's not messed up. This is what you want.
Wait, what just happened?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Can we make? Wait, what happened to
Andy.
what was the game that was
Andy,
there?
I invited you to come and stay at my house. I gladly told you that you could stay the night and have pancakes and warm milk when you woke up in the morning. Just
You
take
did.
Ridiculous Fishing off the list. Let us cut
No.
it, please.
It is all that I want.
Is
It
this
all
not,
that
Kyle?
I want.
Can you honestly say that this is not something that you are agreeable to?
But I need Monster
Listen-
Hunter to be on this list. It has
Listen,
to
guys. Kyle's prophecy has come to pass.
be. Do you
I
want me to
have
call
leave.
Miguel right now?
All
I'll
right.
come
How's
right
that?
now.
Yeah, he'll fight for Ridiculous Fishing.
How's that, Kyle? Because honestly, if you called Miguel, what would happen is he would say, "Yeah, put Monster Hunter on the list, take Miasmata off, and keep Ridiculous Fishing." That's what Miguel would say.
God damn it.
This is the list.
I can't know.
We have 1 minute until Andy's appointment.
Keith-
This is the list. Kyle, tell us.
Keith,
Tell us what the
I
list
want
is.
I want you to take out your fucking phone right now. Download Ridiculous Fishing, play it, and tell me it should be on the list. Over
Right
my
now?
Smata.
My phone doesn't have that, I don't think.
It does.
It's
Or
on
not your
Miguel's
phone, your tablet.
I don't have
Yeah,
my
you
tablet
can-
with me.
For fuck's sake, Keith.
Sorry, bro.
I asked you to be prepared for this.
But you didn't say to download a game and play it on the air.
By the way, it's good that Keith can't do that because it would only make him more sure of what the truth is, which is that's an amazing game that has to be on our list.
I'm sure that I would not think that Ridiculous Fishing is a number 10 game, but I just think it's fair to Andy.
It is definitely the number 10 game, if not higher.
He has
Keith,
3 he only has 3 games on the list.
but is he okay? Is he 30% of Run Button
No, he's like 2.
or less?
What is this? What
You're
is
you're
this
about 2%.
discussion?
He's like
Are we really-
0.2%.
We're making this an incredibly hurtful.
Andy, this is I'm not trying to be hurtful. I'm just talking about in terms of produced content, you're literally probably less than 0.5% of Front Button.
Quite literally.
I think that's.
Well,
I
he
think we'll
was
leave it
in a
that
fair number
way.
of Halo
Of our
videos, so it's probably about
400-ish
1%.
videos, how many of them have you been on?
He's about 0.5%.
I gotta go, guys.
Bye.
Bye. We'll do
Good luck.
We'll do right
Hey,
by
Andy,
you.
I'll try to do exactly what you want to happen.
That's the right list. The list that we have now, which, for the record, is Saints Row 4, Gone Home, Papers, Please, Pokemon X and Y, Bioshock Infinite, a Zelda, A Link Between Worlds, Monster Hunter, GTA 5, Hearthstone, and Ridiculous Fishing is an excellent list.
I totally
Internet.
agree. Andy, when you're gone, I'll fight for you.
Thank you, Keith.
Goodbye.
Keith.
Hold on. Wait. Bye, Andy.
Bye.
Take fucking Ridiculous Fishing off. Take it off and put whatever the fuck you want. Put my Asmata. He's never even gonna watch it.
He's never gonna know. We're just gonna tell him like, yeah, we totally did it.
We kept it. Tell him he moved it up to number 9. He'll never know. All right, here's the list. Hold on. Oh.
Hold on. Oh no, I did something.
What'd you do?
Don't worry about it, it's fine.
All right. How's that? How's that for a list? Oh wait, I want Hearthstone above my Asmata for sure.
If Hearthstone goes above my Asmata, I also want it above GTA.
That's fair. Man, it's so much easier without Andy.
But to be fair, that's specifically why I didn't want to just do it with just us, because like I knew that we would just sit down and be like, all right, here's the list, done.
Yeah.
I wanted it to be like a weird fight.
It was a really weird
It
fight.
was a weird fight.
Okay. How's that? Saints Row 4, Gone Home, Papers, Please, Pokemon X and Y, Bioshock Infinite, Zelda, A Link Between Worlds, Hearthstone, Heroes of Warcraft, GTA 5, My Asmata, and Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate.
Okay, let me just, I need to take a step back. I'm gonna look away.
If you step back, then you're gonna be away from your mic. We're not gonna be able to hear you.
All right, I'm back here. I've taken a step back. I've closed my eyes, decompressed. Now I'm gonna take a look at this list. Let me see here. I need to feel this list. Make sure it feels right to me.
Okay.
Question.
Yeah.
What place was Bioshock Infinite on your list, and what place was Pokemon XY?
Bioshock Infinite was 3. Pokemon XY was 4.
Okay. I was gonna say, switch those, but then all right. Well, it's not totally fuck Andy over.
Yeah.
It was his number 2 or whatever the fuck.
I don't know. I'm pretty happy with this list. I feel like, and I know I felt this way last year for also good reason. I feel like I came out on top.
I think I want to move Zelda down.
Yeah, in favor of Hearthstone?
I think so. I would.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which you had Hearthstone above Zelda on your list, right?
Yeah, but you didn't have it on your list at all. And Andy did have it on his list, but he didn't like it, and I don't even want to really explore that.
I had Hearthstone at 6, so having Hearthstone at 6 is totally fine with me.
Okay. Let me see here. Yeah, why did I put Hearthstone above Zelda? I'm confused now.
Wait, are you talking above number-wise?
Like above on this, like I just questioned why I just requested the change that just happened.
I think you were trying to consider Andy, but he played neither of those games.
I was considering you.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm good with this.
My number 2 is at number 9. This doesn't sit right with me.
My number. Listen.
Yeah.
The fact that you got Miasmata on here at all is a testament to your unflappability.
I can't be flapped.
I know that it's your number 2, Kyle, but it literally is older than the oldest allowable game on here.
Okay. Only by 3 days. We've been over this so many times.
I know, but we have a 1 month long grace period already to prevent this sort of thing from happening.
But it had no promotion.
That doesn't matter.
There was no lead up to Miasmata.
Quite literally. Listen, I like Miasmata just as much as you do, but less. And I think that it deserves to be on the list. I don't think that you can put it above GTA 5.
Can we put Zelda below GTA 5 and Miasmata?
Yes, we can do that. So make GTA 5 7 and Miasmata 8, Zelda 9?
Yes.
Yes.
Now let's.
What did I just do? What happened?
You just need to put a there you go.
Okay.
A+. Now let's take GTA 5 off the list completely, move Miasmata up, and then put Ridiculous Fishing at number 10.
No.
You got me.
Well, we can switch BioShock Infinite and Papers, Please.
Why the fuck is Papers, Please so far up there?
Because of Andy, and because I think that I would really like it. I think I would like it more than you liked it.
I liked it quite a bit.
You know what?
But number 3 is crazy.
Do you want to switch? Let's go. Pokemon XY, BioShock Infinite, Papers, Please. How's that?
Wait, what?
This.
BioShock was your number 2?
It was my number 3.
Number 3.
Yeah, I was Gone Home, Saints Row 4, BioShock Infinite, Pokemon.
Pokemon was your 4, and Saints Row was your 2.
Yeah.
You got your top 4 in the top 4. Dick.
This is the perfect list.
For you?
For everyone. This is a really good list.
This is a good list.
This is a really good top 10 list. Think of other top 10 lists you read this year. This is a really good one. There were some shitty top 10 lists.
There were some shitty top 10 lists.
Think of, I know that are you most upset about Pokemon being there?
Yeah, I just look at Pokemon and BioShock up there, and it just makes me feel bad.
I know that you didn't love Pokemon, but you didn't play that much of it. And then think of how improved just looking at this Pokemon game was over just a decade, more than a decade of stagnancy.
You know what we didn't mention though? Could we mention this? 'Cause remember when the 2DS came out, and I theorized that it was to make it as cheap as possible for people to play the new Pokemon game.
Yes,
that turned out to be even more true, considering how little the 3D effect. Like when you're on the world map in Pokemon, 3D
looked really nice in battle.
It looked really nice, but it cuts the frame rate in half.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, the frame rate tanks when you turn on 3D.
I noticed it when you used big attacks like Fireball and stuff, or Fire Blast and stuff.
The frame rate is atrocious when you use 3D in battle, and that's the only time when you can use 3D. I don't even understand how that's possible, because there's not a lot happening in the battles.
No, there's not.
It's not really a thing that I'm holding against it as much as I'm just saying, what the fuck, Game Freak?
Yeah, I think that like the 3DS kind of isn't a very powerful system. Like 3D literally uses double the amount of resources, and like Game Freak probably wasn't super on board with using the 3D anyway, or they would have used it more and they would have made it work better.
Yeah, it's just weird. It's weird that it's like most first-party Nintendo games use the 3D effect to tremendous effect. A Link Between Worlds, rather, looks fantastic. I often play that with the 3D slider all the way up. It looks so good.
I almost never play any 3DS games with more than just a touch of 3D.
I'm the same way. I usually don't play them with 3D at all, but Link Between Worlds, I always play with 3D because it looks amazing. But like Pokemon is like poop from a butt. When it comes to 3D effects.
Specifically from a butt.
That's not poop from anywhere else.
Home style poop. Kyle, can you okay this list? I can okay this list. I do feel bad that we cut off the one game that Andy really wanted to fight for, and then on top of that moved down his number 2 or whatever. Or number 1. To number 5.
Just number 1 to number 5. But let's be fucking honest right here.
For no real reason.
Andy has no weight in the run button space. Andy
he has weight because we allowed him the weight.
Andy was like the number 2 on Complex Rockets. Like he was like.
Can I say something? Unfairly so.
No, it wasn't unfair. He was number 2 because he was on all the episodes. You were only on a handful of them because
not on a handful of them.
No, there's a lot that's just me and Andy, and it's because me and Andy lived 5 minutes away from each other, and you lived like 45 minutes away.
I would say that I was on about 80% of them.
No.
Yeah.
No, if you go back and look, it's like it might be the opposite. Like you're on very few of them.
There's no way.
Yeah.
But the reason
that's what I'm saying. He was on a lot of Complex Rockets podcasts. So he had a lot of weight, but then this motherfucker just disappears off the face of the earth when we start doing Run Button. Where's he?
Can I say that the reason maybe I missed several Complex Rockets things was because it was so hard to schedule with Andy that his only day that he could do it was the only day that I couldn't.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because you guys lived next to each other, it was easier to do it with him.
Yeah, that might be
so true. It was kind of his fault anyway that I wasn't on a lot of them.
Yeah.
There's so many times where I can go, I'm free anytime after 3, and he's like, well, the only time I can do it is between 2 and 2:18.
Listen, I'm not blaming you for not being on the podcasts. I'm just saying he had more pull on the Complex Rockets Game of the Year stuff, specifically because he was such a big part of that podcast.
It was also his idea.
The Game of the Year stuff?
No, Complex Rockets.
Oh. Well, we said this before. I had the exact same idea to start a game podcast with Andy and possibly you. It was just he was the one that brought it up.
Mm-hmm.
To the point where the first time he said it, where he actually sent me an Xbox Live message, which was weird, where he asked if we wanted to do a podcast. I almost thought that at some point I must have told him that idea and that he was repeating it to make fun of me. And then I realized that he was serious, and I was like, oh, perfect, because that's exactly what I want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, this list looks good.
This list is good. This is a perfect list, and
Pokemon
I want it.
At number 3?
It's a really... You know what? That's the crazy thing. Do you want to switch that and BioShock? Because, you don't want it on the list, and you don't want BioShock on the list, but right now it's above BioShock for me as compared to what I had.
And it was Miguel's number 1.
Pokemon was?
Yeah. No, BioShock was.
Yeah. So do you want to do Gone Home, BioShock, Pokemon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tough break, Andy. We don't respect you.
What did I just do? I think I just fucked everything up.
All right, stop it. Let me fix this.
Oh. No, I got it.
Don't touch it.
I got it.
All right, fine. Anonymous crow. Caw.
Ravens Anonymous. How's that?
That looks more like a list.
Okay,
me.
This is perfect.
All right.
Do you want to lock it in and then talk about it for a minute? Like, lock it in and then no more changes.
I'm deleting the under pool, and I believe this list is now locked.
This list is now locked. How do you honestly feel about it?
I think I look at this list and I feel like it's a good collection of fine games. For the most part, Pokemon, BioShock. I don't know. I feel weird about it in the same way that I feel weird about this. I feel weird about 2013 as a year for video games as a whole. Mm-hmm. Like Saints Row 4, I feel very strongly is the best game that came out that year.
Yeah.
But I also recognize that it wouldn't have made number one any other year. Basically, I don't think.
No, I think that it would have made the only reason that Saints Row is not my number one is because there was an accidentally phenomenal indie game.
Wait. I just realized number 9 says A Link of Zelda, A Link Between Worlds. God, how long has it said that?
I think a long time. I'm very happy with it. Not only do I have my top 4, but I have 1 and 2 for me are switched, but then 3 is the same as my list. 4 is the same as my list. 6 is the same as my list.
I'm glad that my number 1 is number 1, but I'm disappointed that my 2 and 3 are 8 and 10.
Well, you picked fucking weirdo 2 and 3s. You know that this is
Miguel
your
liked
list.
Monster Hunter. Me and Miguel played Monster Hunter together. It was fun. So.
I'm sure you thought it was.
Fuck off.
No, I'm sure that's a game. I just didn't play enough of it to appreciate it, and also, I probably think that it's a fun game, and it's really interesting for how different it is and how unique it is. But at the end of the day, I don't think that it's a better choice than GTA 5, which I think had some of the best voice performances in any game, or Hearthstone, which I think is a really interesting free to play game that has deep and meaningful trading card game mechanics. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The thing though, for me, Hearthstone, I haven't played since December, or even maybe the end of November, and I still have no interest in playing it anymore.
Well, that's only because you spent so much fucking money on it.
It's true. I spent a lot of money playing that game.
Yeah. You spent so much money on it, and then you learned about how you won't get to keep the cards, just the empty packs. Or not the empty packs, the unopened packs.
No, it's not that I keep the unopened packs. It's all the packs that I bought will be given back to me as new packs, but I don't get to keep the cards that I opened from the packs initially.
Yeah, you just get new random cards.
Yeah.
Which, honestly, is that really that bad? You're just going to get...
I felt very attached to my collection of cards. I felt very good about the decks that I constructed, and I felt like I had 1 or 2 cards that were really rare that I was happy that I found.
Maybe it's because you had so many packs, but I feel almost no connection to my cards because 95% of them are the cards that you get just from playing a certain class.
Ah, I see. Yeah, I have a lot of cards.
10 or so arena matches. No, I probably played 4 arena matches, and I bought 2 packs of cards.
Oh, okay, yeah.
With real money, and then I in game bought another 5. So I only probably had about 10 or 12 packs in total.
I bought more than that.
Yeah.
Let's just say more than that.
Yeah, a lot more.
Yeah. And that was the other thing. By the end of my stint with Hearthstone, the packs that I were opening, I was getting repeats and stuff and it was kind of demoralizing. It was man, I paid money and now it's just these dumb cards I already have.
Yeah,
because for a while it was every pack I opened I got new awesome cards.
I feel like spending money is probably a better option if you want to do it early on than after you already have all the possible cards you could get.
Yeah.
Because it's much easier to swallow a repeat card that you didn't buy than a repeat card that you did buy.
Well, the cards that you unlock for the classes don't come in the packs.
No, but I mean, you're constantly earning 100 gold and then buying a pack with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or, going into the arena and getting a bag or two.
I see what you're saying.
This is a good list. I think I did well. I think. Do we declare? I mean, I don't know if we declare.
See, this is why I don't feel.
Here.
This is why I don't feel that good about the list. Is I know you're about to say that you're the winner of the list, and I might agree. And the thing is, I think we all agreed that you won the last list too, and I'm upset that you got 2 lists.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is that I think I might have won 3 years in a row.
3 years in a row.
I think I've won all 3 years. Yeah.
How did we let this happen?
I honestly think that I am better at just constructing these lists, and I pick the games that end up being the ones that are able to make it on the list. Like, it's great that you'll do half really well-known games that everybody blah blah blah, and then half of your games are shit that almost no one played. And I feel like I think I strike a better balance than you.
I don't think that's true. That was maybe true of this year. I had like Miasmata, but I don't know.
Last year was super weird. Your list was super weird last year.
Well, I have my list right here, so I'll just pull it up. My list for last year. My list for last year.
I'm just going to say weird after everyone that I think is a weird pick.
Okay. Hitman Absolution. Diablo 3. Fortune Street. Spec Ops The Line.
Okay, well, Fortune Street, weird.
But not for us. You love Fortune Street too.
I totally agree, but it's a weird pick.
And you know what? I re-listened to last year's podcast, and we went back and forth, really struggling with whether or not Fortune Street should be 10 or 11, meaning it wasn't on the list, and we ultimately cut it. We wish we hadn't done that.
I also wish that. I also want to play more of it.
Yeah.
I think Megan would really like it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, apparently Nicole doesn't like it, so now I never get to play Fortune Street fucking ever.
I mean, just play it without her.
Yeah, I know. Spec Ops The Line.
That's a little weird.
It's a little weird, I guess. Lone Survivor is weird. SSX.
Weird.
It's not. It's a great game.
It had some hype.
Yeah. And then Halo 4, XCOM, The Walking Dead, and Journey.
You know what? I'm thinking of your list from 2 years ago.
Let's go look at my list from 2 years ago.
All right.
The reason I have these, I'm not a lunatic with some kind of game journal or something that I keep all my lists in. I make these lists as Giant Bomb lists on my Giant Bomb profile, and so I can just open them back up.
Okay.
My list from 2011.
Mm-hmm.
Even less weird.
I really like to think that you've had this, like, these are scrawled in a tiny moleskin.
Yeah, exactly. They're like crossed out and double underlined and like with arrows pointing back for which should be switched.
Pins with yarn.
World of Warcraft Cataclysm, Battlefield 3, Sonic Generations, Terraria, Star Wars The Old Republic, Portal 2, Saints Row the Third, Deus Ex Human Revolution, Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, and Dark Souls.
You know what? Why am I...
Yeah, I have solid lists, bro.
Why do I feel like you're always picking weird, totally out there choices?
I think it's because my choices are solid, but what you guys always find weird are what I don't include on the list.
Yeah.
Like every time we have a podcast, someone will bring up a game on their list, and I'll be like, oh, I didn't like that game. And then people are like, Kyle, did you not put such and such on your list? And I'm like, no, I didn't. And they'd be like, what is on your list? You're crazy.
I feel like there was a year where you had like Darwinia and then some weird chemistry puzzle game.
Oh, those were like our downloadable only lists.
Oh,
yeah, I had like Space Chem and Darwinia Plus and stuff like that.
Okay, that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
You had a really weird downloadable game list in a year where there were like so many really good like mainstream titles. You went and picked like a ton of fucking weirdo choices.
My 2009 list, the first list year that we did, was really weird because I put number 1 was Infamous, and that I don't think is weird because I still feel strongly that was the best game, my favorite game that year at least. But that was the year when Modern Warfare 2 and ODST and Assassin's Creed 2 and Borderlands and Shadow Complex came out. And I put Forza 3 at 3, which is a little high, even though I love that game. My number 2 was Red Faction Guerrilla, which is like insane.
That is insane, yeah.
I don't know why I did that.
You tried to get me to play that game for a really long time.
It's a really good game. I don't feel weird about putting it on my list.
It was like a 7.5.
Dude, the destruction mechanics in that game are so cool.
Yeah, you know what sucked though? The new Red Faction game.
Oh man, I got that for free in a Humble Bundle, but I haven't played it.
I played about an hour of it. It was medium.
That was Volition. I think the idea was like they decided to devote all their main resources to Saints Row the Third, but they were still like, but we should still make a Red Faction game or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It might have been a THQ thing. You know, THQ.
Yeah. Not anymore, I don't.
But yeah, it's just weird to look at this list and I see Modern Warfare 2 and Halo ODST at 4 and 5. And I'm like, really? That was a weird choice.
Modern Warfare 2 is really good.
Yeah.
I can't believe you even fooled yourself into thinking you liked Red Faction more than either of those games.
Yeah, that's weird. It was different. I just really liked the destruction stuff.
That was 2009?
Yeah.
It's been so long since I've liked a Modern Warfare game.
Call of Duty?
A Call of Duty game.
I thought we liked playing Black Ops 2 the one time we did that.
Yeah, that was all right.
But then after that, I proceeded to play way more Black Ops 2 multiplayer.
I've played when I hang out with like Zach and Nate and Vlad. I'll play some Call of Duty, and it's like it's always pretty good, and then I just get done with it, and I'm like, I wish you were playing Halo instead. I dug up my old hard drive, and I took it to their house, and we played some like old Forge things that I made.
Oh God!
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Hey, I'll be right back.
I had like some weird, crazy racetrack, and I had this.
Wow, you were committed. I've never made like anything in Forge ever.
I have made. Oh, there was like this. I made you and I will have to play this on Halo 3.
Oh.
I made this map on what is it? What is the one that has like the 4 man cannons that launch you and the big bridge in the center?
What?
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Is it like the indoor one?
No. There's an outdoor bridge with 2 levels connected to 2 like bases, and there's 2 man cannons on each side, and the man cannons will launch you to the other side. They called like narrow or long something.
This is Halo 3?
This is Halo 3.
I don't know, man.
Let's see. Halo 3 maps.
You look it up. I'm going to the bathroom.
Okay.
I'm back.
Hey, it's called Narrows.
Narrows. What does it look like?
Here, I'll put it into I'll put it into the Skype thing. A Google image search for it.
Oh, wow. I can't believe I forgot about that map.
Yeah, it's a great map. So I
probably would have remembered. I was picturing something different. I was picturing like a big map with a bridge in the middle, but this is just a map that's on a bridge.
Yeah. So I had this fucking insane map that like had all this weird. So first of all, halfway through the bridge, I had built a those exploding fusion barrels.
Yeah.
I had set it up so that every 2 seconds, 8 of them would drop randomly from the sky and explode in the center of the bridge. I had it so that one side of the man cannons on one side, you would fly up, you would hit a big block, and you would, instead of continuing through on the man cannon, you would fall down onto a platform of heavy weapons, and then underneath, there was like an energy bridge on the underneath.
Yeah.
If you hop down onto a barrel that I put floating below that and then jumped into a teleporter, it would teleport you like way, way up to the top of the tower.
I am so lost.
It's pretty great. I'll have to bring it over and
sounds bizarre.
We'll record a thing.
Man,
it was
we have
crazy.
to do Halo 2.
Yeah.
The problem that really killed it was that
to.
I wanted to play Halo 2 so bad that I couldn't wait for us to record it. And I just played all of Halo 2, and then I discovered that Halo 2 is not a good game. And so now I have zero motivation to do it whatsoever.
Didn't we replay a bunch of it and you still haven't released it? Like, we did up until past the first Arbiter mission.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's
got
up with
like
that?
25% through the game.
Yeah, so I mean, once you start putting out the videos...
At this point, I should just wait for the 1-year anniversary of the first time we started the 1-year anniversary of when we recorded the first episode of the Halo 2 Let's Play to release the Halo 2 Let's Play.
Yeah. Okay. No, you should put it up before then.
Yeah, because we just need to get through that arduous process of playing Halo 2, and then we get to play Halo 3 and ODST.
And 4 and Reach.
And 4 and Reach.
All of which are better than 2.
In Reach's case, I would say we have to more than we get to.
I think that we'll have much more fun with that than Halo 2.
Sure.
Yeah, let's do that. I mean, I can't really talk because I've had the episode of a podcast sitting in my inbox forever that I need to edit.
Oh, for the love of God, I hate you so much.
But I mean, come on, it's not. First of all, I did it once. I have to do it again. And second, it's been not nearly as long as the wait for Halo 2.
Yeah, but that's different because it's not like I haven't been releasing any videos. Like, you talk about how I should let you edit stuff, and this was like your one job, and it's still not done.
I've been really busy. I just started school again.
Yeah, now you know how it feels when you're like, Kyle, why are you just sitting on this shit? Because like sometimes it just gets pushed back.
I edited it in a timely manner the first time.
Oh, Nicole's calling me.
Okay.
I gotta answer this. And then we'll come back and finish it up or something.
Okay. Doop-a-doop-boo. Doop-a-doop-boo. Getting bored.
Hey.
Hey, what's up?
I'm back.
Okay.
Sorry, were we in the middle of talking about something? Or I think we were kind of
Halo editing.
Yeah. So I think that's a good place to end it. That's it took a while, but we got our Game of the Year podcast wrapped. It's in the books.
It's in the books. We declared a winner.
Yeah, doing it over Skype was not as bad as I thought it would be, but
whatever. I mean, there was a third of it that was as bad as I thought it was going to be.
All right.
I'm just saying.
Do you want to try to do another Skype podcast this week? Because I got a PS4. I want to talk about it.
Yeah.
But playing that Battlefield 4.
I do want to do that.
The fourth Battlefield.
Or we could talk about it on a stream. I could Skype in on your stream.
That's hard to set up because I've only been streaming from my PS4 using the native streaming stuff.
And you can't.
And it's really just like you plug headphones into your controller.
Oh.
I could like kind of wire it up with like a splitter or something. Like people are saying like, hey, couldn't you like, record, like couldn't you stream it the regular way, or couldn't you use like your regular microphone but then still, put it into the PS4 for the native PS4 streaming? And I'm like, technically a lot of those things would work, but you're missing the point is that the only reason that I stream from my PS4 is because it literally requires no effort beyond plugging headphones into my controller.
Yeah, I mean,
because like
I guess
streaming
I have
needs like a PC.
My recording stuff is set up all the time in my room. Like I don't
have that luxury.
Yeah, and since I have so much less equipment here than you have there,
True.
It's kind of like basically all I have is a mic attached to my thing, and then a TV tray that has the mixer and the power supply.
Mm-hmm. All right, but that's Game of the Year 2013 wrapped up. Congratulations, Saints Row 4.
That we didn't get KOTOR 2 on there.
God,
that game, that should be on our list.
I want to do a Star Wars stream this week, but not with KOTOR 2. Did I never send you that picture? I was I was going through Megan's
N64 games, and I saw Shadows of the Empire, and I almost played it through by myself without recording it out of spite, and then didn't. Because I still didn't want to play it.
I thought you were going to say, I thought when you started the sentence, I almost played it through by myself. I thought you were saying, like, you did play, like, 80% of it through by yourself. Like, I almost played the entire thing.
Oh, okay. No. I almost decided to play it at all.
Yeah, I keep almost playing it by myself, not out of spite, but just because I want to play it.
Do you want to do it while we're in the same room, or do you want me to play it and you want to be a guest on the stream, or do you want to play it and I'm a guest on your stream?
I want to play Shadows of the Empire. We could go back and forth with like who's the person playing the game on the stream.
Okay.
Because we both have an N64.
Figured, like, I wouldn't be opposed to streaming just a bunch of Star Wars games and having Shadows of the Empire being one of them.
Yeah, I want to do Shadows of the Empire and Rogue Squadron. And then
Rogue Squadron is really good.
We could put in like Dark Forces 1 and 2.
Yeah,
that'd be our list.
If I were to stream 3 Star Wars games, I would do KOTOR 2, Dark Forces 2, and Shadows of the Empire.
Well,
not because and Shadows of the Empire, that's not for me, that's for you.
Yeah, well, I'm not streaming KOTOR 2 with you.
Why not?
Because like KOTOR 2 and like the KOTOR series is fun and all, but like watching someone play it and trying to talk about it is like the most boring thing in the world to me. I can't do it.
I don't know. People ask me all the time to stream it.
That's weird.
Yeah.
People are weird.
Yeah, people are really weird. I wouldn't watch it. I'd play it.
Do people in your stream chat sometimes start arguing about which of us is better?
No, do you get that?
It happens every once in a while. Like, somebody will say, like, I wish Keith was here, or like, or someone will be like, I wish this had more Keith, and someone will be like, I like Kyle better anyways. They'll be like, no, Keith is better, and then there's just like a whole chat of like people arguing about this, and I'm like, what?
That's weird. Stop that.
Stop it.
Stop it.
You're being weird.
Yeah, you're being weird. Yeah, no one asks for you in my stream.
That's why I was afraid to ask you that question, because it was just setting you up for that. Just any of that.
But no, it's happened, but it didn't. Like, people have been like, "Is Kyle coming?" And then I'm like, "No," and then it's like, "Oh."
You know what else we could play?
What?
Star Wars Episode 1 Racer.
Which one is that?
It's the pod racing game.
Oh, I thought that was called Star Wars Pod Racer.
No, it's called Star Wars Episode 1 Racer.
That game's rad.
Yeah, the other game is Star Wars Super Bomb Bad Racing, and that game is Super Bomb Bad.
What does Super Bomb Bad mean?
I don't know. Bomb Bad is one of those weird nonsense words that's in Star Wars Episode 1 somewhere. I don't know.
I don't remember that.
It's a kart racer, and all the characters have like giant heads and stuff. It's that game.
I don't know that game.
Yeah, well,
Super Bomb
now you
Bad
do.
Racing.
Sorry.
Could they have picked like a more obscure term?
Obscure term for a now obscure game.
Yes.
But anyways, I've been trying to end this. It's over. Let's go.
It's over.
Let's get out of here.
We're through with it. I won the list.
Congratulations, you know Saints Row 4.
The listeners won the list.
Our Saints Row 4, our game of the year, followed by Gone Home, BioShock Infinite, Pokemon XY, Papers, Please, Hearthstone Heroes of Warcraft, GTA 5, Miasmata, The Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds, and Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate.
It's pretty good.
I just realized now I took an effort to make sure that the full title of all the games were on here, and there's just GTA 5. Whoops. All right.
Grand Theft Auto 5.
Thanks for still listening to a Game of the Year podcast, even though we're like a month and a half past Game of the Year time.
Again, if you want someone to blame, it's Andy.
It really is, ultimately. Yeah. Like, because we scheduled, I wanted Andy to be on it, and so we didn't schedule it until he could be on it. And that's what happened. He could be on it
until January, and then he could only be on half of it. And then when we rescheduled him, he could only be on about 3/4
Next
of it.
time he'll just be on Skype and he can phone in with his special lunatic list. It's the lunatic list break moment, brought to you by Andy Shore. And he's like, hey, I really liked
this year
Doodle
I only
Jump.
watched the trailers.
right, that's it. Bye.
All right, see ya.